It's not up against the wall. I can spin it.
As long as you could pull it back a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I can't, but I can. You want to change it? Let's try it.
Just back it if you can. That's great. As long as you're in on your mic, then you're great. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You good? Okay, everybody good?
Are these sold in like a giant bag?
It's a big bag.
It's a bigger bag than
And
usual.
it's just like a bag you just pull them out and eat them like that?
Yeah.
One serving.
25.
24,
25, yeah. 160 calories.
These
Not
are
bad.
great.
They're incredible.
I feel like I've eaten nothing. They're like air.
The experience of the flavor, but also just like the eating experience together, it's fantastic.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
Love whatever this is. I would eat it like a cereal. Put it in a bowl and
You're
eat
right.
it with milk.
I never knew turtles were so delicious. All right, let's do this.
Go Ninja. It's the song, right? No.
Go Ninja Turtles, yeah.
I want to be Turtle Lead for the Turtle Club.
Teenage Mutant
that's
Turtles.
All right. Feel like I'm forgetting something, but whatever. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Oh, you didn't do it this time. 3, 2, 1.
Nintendo.
Go.
Go Nintendo.
3, 2. Go Nintendo Podcast. Episode 913, the Quaxwell Podcast. Mom Brain, you want to tell us about Quaxwell, please?
I
don't think I need this right now.
Oh man.
Too hot for a hat.
A little bit. I'm out of the tub. I'm all hot watered up, so I'm feeling warm right now. Warm?
Quaxwell constantly runs through shallow waters to train their legs, then compete with each other to see which of them kicks most gracefully.
Oh.
I've had this hat forever. This Marble Saga Koro Rimpa hat.
I'm just,
I'm just realizing you're supposed to wear it with the logo off to the side.
Sure.
Because look, the back of the hat, striped down the middle, they did that on purpose.
Oh, cool.
That's usually how they do it. Yeah. Right.
I usually see logos in the middle of the hat.
My tag, I usually keep it to the side. It's just a tag.
So sorry,
I've
Mom
seen
Brain.
both. I've seen symmetrical and asymmetric.
Well, I've been wearing it like a fool, apparently.
I don't have a lot of time to say the whole word. That's why
if any
breathed.
Asimi.
Were we with you when we did Taco B?
Most likely.
I was like, it's not T-Bell, it's Taco B.
It's Taco B.
It was just me and you in the car.
Did you try the new
No,
chicken
'cause we-
enchilada thing, or chicken?
So that new Taco Bell is
Empanada?
open at the movie theater, but we forgot that it was probably going to be open. But boy, people were living
It
moss.
looked like a real
line
fancy one.
around the whole building.
Nice
yeah.
lighting inside, like mood lighting.
That's one of those instances where social media is going to ruin it because like they're going to be dropping all those new items and they're going to be
Social
selling
media is
out.
going to ruin it. Great for a segment later on in today's show.
I'll bring
This
it up
guy's
later.
good.
Well, before we get there, Quaxwell is 3 feet 11 inches, 47 pounds, male and female. The category is practicing, and abilities include Torrent, which powers up water type moves when the Pokemon's HP is low. This is the end of the Pokemon section, but I would also, before I pass the baton, like to wish everyone a happy Twin Peaks Day. Nintendo beat me to it in the Discord, and also he's going to the theater to see Fire Walk with Me with a friend tonight.
That's cool.
Do you know how nauseous that movie makes me?
In a good way.
But to see it on a big screen, I don't know if I can handle it.
What is it? This is the day that Agent Cooper enters Twin Peaks. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's when he's driving in. He's got the
Talking to
little
Diane.
Diane thing. Yeah. And that's what he says.
Man, that's so cool. Wish we had local theaters that would do
know.
that kind of stuff.
Look it up.
The theater
I'm gonna
that
have
we
to.
go to does a lot of old movies. They might be doing it. I don't know. But they do like,
That's cool.
you name it. Predator, Alien,
I gotta look into it. I would love
yeah.
to see some old films.
It's like usually, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they'll do them.
I don't know if
during the day.
it's just to try to make money or what, but like
Sure, we all do.
they've been doing releases of older movies. So like I saw Die Hard at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I think they're also just trying to get people back in the theaters too, because people still aren't going like they used to before the pandemic.
I mean, I think it's the theaters trying to make money, getting people in.
Yes.
But like even I don't know if it was before COVID or after COVID, but I went because like all of our favorites from when we were younger are turning 30, 35. So they're re-releasing them for their anniversaries and
Right.
stuff too. So
Staten Island.
Mom Brain is here.
I am.
I am here. Nikki Hill is here.
hello.
Deux is here.
Uku.
Josh Grobot, the one and only, is here. Josh, how you doing this weekend? Hanging and banging?
I am the world's best singer.
Of course, undisputed. Obviously. Have a good week, Josh. Busy? Anything going on?
Thanks. Very true.
All right. George is here. George, how you doing?
Fun George, no.
George, I see you got a Demon Slayer poster next to you. Did you go last night?
It's my favorite cinema show. Anime.
I believe you. Yeah.
Animated series.
Okay, that's that. I didn't know you were a fan. We'll have to talk about that later.
The more you talk, the more we believe you.
Yeah, it's very true.
The one character,
Just like your rumors.
the one character has an outfit that's checkered, black and lime.
That's very true. I
Oh,
get,
there
I
you
guess
go.
you could say that. Sure. Hello to Alternus Liz and the Super Sanchez and Darmani and Ice Dilbert Backseat Studios show Shabadoo.
They slay demons like I slay limes.
William, Anastasia Beaver has an Intimdo, Gecko Kitsune, Steve Irwin RIP, 10th Division, Khufu the Mummy, and the chat is bouncing me. If I didn't, no blades, no bows. Bootleg Pokemon, Malik Halo, boy, we got a lot. Roth, whoever else I didn't see in here, and whoever's joining, I'll try and say hello as you come in. Hello, Master Higgins. Yes, it is a trivia day, so I will give you a few minutes to filter in. We'll start things off with trivia. Hi, Blinded by Daylight. I see you typing. First things first, if you have not participated in trivia, then please participate in this trivia, or, aim to participate in this trivia. If you have already played our trivia section, please do not participate this time. I was going to say if you played and won, but that's everybody. So if you haven't played before, here's what I would like you to do. Go in the Discord right now and type in all capital letters, I want to play trivia. We'll give you a couple minutes to do it. Then we'll go in and we'll pick a random person. And today you are playing for something special. You are playing for Pentiment. Pentiment is a game that just came to the Switch, and it was announced during this week's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. There was a rumor it was coming over, and now we got it. This is one of the 2 Microsoft-related games that are coming to Switch.
Soft.
The other being Grounded, which comes out sometime in April. I don't remember. April 11th, maybe. Pentiment, step into a living illustrated world inspired by illuminated manuscripts and printed woodcuts in a time when Europe is at a crossroads of great religious and political change. Walk in the footsteps of Andreas Mahler, a master artist who finds himself in the middle of murders, scandals, and intrigue in the Bavarian Alps. Very highly rated and reviewed game made by Obsidian, who's made plenty of big name titles over the years. So
Sounds
you
cool.
are you would like it, yeah.
Is this isn't that game that's like an old medieval storybook?
There's 2 of them.
Where they
there's Incolinati and
Inclinati is the one I'm thinking of.
and there's this one. Hi, Solomester.
So
Like, I
this
think
is
you'd like
similar?
both.
Cool.
This is Incolinati just came to Switch this week as well, oddly enough, but that had been in early access. Pentiment has been on PC and Xbox for about a year, I guess, but it's one of the, like I said, one of the 2 that Microsoft is bringing over. Hello, Retsuza. So yes, you, I'm sure, would like it. It seems like a lot of it is right up your alley.
You're giving it away because it's too historical for you?
No,
Just kidding.
I have. I don't know if I can say that, but no, that's not the answer.
I have no interest.
I have 0 interest. No, actually, between the 2, I'm more interested in Incolinati, but
I'm interested in this.
I'm not interested, but you're right about the historical aspect where I'm like, but that's a me thing. All right.
Now sorry to get off track
no,
already,
no,
but
let's
like
go.
for instance, like a Plague Tale, that's not a historical game, but it does take place in a an olden time.
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
Yes.
Okay, so that still bothers you.
Yeah, but when the more fantastical elements you add to it, the more I'm okay with it. Because
Okay.
I'm like,
You don't want it
well,
to be
there's not like
day-to-day
a
life.
priest that can control a swarm of rats in real life. So
Okay,
I'm cool with
so
that.
that's okay.
So yeah, the more fantastical, like if it's just straight
So it doesn't have to be about a history, but if it takes place in the past, you're kind of like, hey,
Yes.
because it's
instantly. But I won't not watch or play something. It's just I start off being like, okay,
it
I have
starts
to
off
put this
low.
aside.
Yeah, right. It starts off
Like
kind of-
I'm like I have to separate this in my own mind. But yeah, there you go. Tony De La Mancha nails it. He says the past sucked. There you go. For a lot of people, it did, and now it's still bad, but slightly better, I guess.
It's interesting when you live in the present, though.
For some people, it is. For my father, it's the best thing in the world. Yes. Here,
Because you get to be like warm and have all the creature comforts of now, but you get to like,
here,
learn
look,
about all
young
the interesting
RMC.
stuff.
This is how they used to make blankets and shirts. We used to shear sheep.
There's
Would you
way
like
better
this-
history than that.
Would you like? Well, I'm,
I know that's what you were exposed to,
but
sadly.
not just once, multiple times,
Over and
sheep
over.
shearings, over and over. Colonial Williamsburg, where you're literally immersed in history. 3 times
Imagine-
I went there, had my head in the stockades, watched them describe every building, learned about every document that was signed,
Do you
learned about
think
all the
if
food they
we-
had and how they made it.
Do you think if we go back, any of that stuff would come back to you? You think like you'd
He'd
be
actually
like-
just snap into, and he'd just they
I-
think he worked there.
yeah.
I'd fall into a fetal position and
Yeah.
just
The
Uh,
village idiot.
Yeah.
No,
He'd pull out a little fife and start playing.
Yeah. Imagine if you took to it back then, what your life would be like today. You'd be like,
I'll never forget.
you'd have that TikTok where you're like that like lady who's boiling her own
Yeah.
water in the woods or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like I just remember vividly walking down the street where like horses are crapping everywhere, and like the
That
town
smells.
crier
I
is
love
like
how the horses are crapping everywhere. Like they just keep
yeah.
crapping.
holding
the
out.
sun is out. It smells.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It's burning
You're
hot.
20
bugs
minutes
are
from
everywhere.
an actual theme park,
Yeah.
like Busch Gardens.
Exactly. That
This
made it
is-
even worse.
This is not entirely related, but I remember the reason I called you the other day.
Oh, cool.
I was
We're having
walking
such a
my
good
dog.
Conversation.
Oh, sorry. I was walking my dog around my neighborhood, and you'll see how it relates. And a man was walking down the street.
And he crapped on the street.
No, he just urinated on somebody's lawn.
You gotta go.
I was on the phone with somebody, and I looked over, and I was like, "Ugh." Like, what do I say something?
No,
I don't really want to because
Do
I don't
you
want this
say
guy.
something.
Like
No.
I detoured so the guy didn't know where. Like he looked over his shoulder right
Did you
at
say
me.
Something like, "Do you need
Was
help?"
he? Did
Like-
he live? Was it his house and his lawn? Or
Nope.
was,
I'm not sure he had
could
a
you
house.
tell? Could you? Was he homeless?
He could have been. He could have just had to go.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, he was like next to a tree, so I guess he was like sort of blocked by a tree, but he was facing the house, so he's just showing it off. If somebody looked out the window, oh, it's a beautiful dog.
Tony De La
But,
Mancha
like-
says if a dog can do it, so can a human.
I mean, and he did look over his shoulder like my dog looks over her shoulder when she's
yeah, with
there
making.
you
that
go.
that sheepish look, like
Yeah.
kind of
Enough
embarrassed.
with the sheep. I don't want to think about
But yeah,
Sorry.
so horses dumping all over the
Yes,
place.
horses
Humans,
dumping all over the street.
present day, peeing all over the
The
place.
guy with the newspapers screaming in the
Ding, ding.
street. The
Mega
fife
ding,
band
ding.
going down, trying not
like
to
the
step
kid
in horse
that says
crap.
extra, extra. Read
Yeah,
all
except
about
he's not
it.
saying that because it's not the 1930s. It's the whatever 1700s. So
Eerie,
it's
eerie.
more annoying because it's in extra old English. Like the lady churning butter and somebody making candles, and the guy that's
The
like,
blacksmith.
"Oh, looks like your kin are acting up. Should we take?" And a nightmare. Me begging not to be in a picture, and my parents are like, "No, you got to put your head in the stockade and take the picture." And then
And
the crier's like, "Everybody come around! The children are acting up, and they're gonna get punished for it." Except in more old English. That was a nightmare.
Man,
And
Like-
that was every weekend, except not at Colonial
And they-
Williamsburg.
I have
It's the
seen
same
the
thing over
picture.
and over and over
And the
again.
picture they take is like the guy under the hood with like the gunpowder and with the
Yeah,
right, like a real old fashioned one.
It's got to be older than that. I thought you were talking about like put your head through the guillotine, and I'd be like, "Drop it, let's go."
The executioner?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish when I was there. Yeah, so if it wasn't Colonial Williamsburg, it was sheep shearing, or it was reenactments at other places, or touring. Like, what was it? Fort Dix is in Jersey, right?
Mhm.
That went there a million times.
What if I told you?
I'm getting
I was
so.
misled. Let me tell
I'm
you
getting-
about Fort Dix.
It's not a fort at all.
What if I told you
I'm getting like sweaty
that's not a
talking about it.
reenactment and those people actually live like that?
Well, you know what? Some of them certainly seem that they did that. Red Souza says medieval childhood trauma. It's true. It's true. Not my thing. If it's your thing, that's great. But you
Medieval childhood trauma, is that your thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, if that's
Um,
your thing.
I remember, as I've said before, I think
Well-
on the podcast, I remember vividly every weekend,
Because
begging
we're
my
dicks,
parents, can we stay
Captain
home?
America was?
Can we go to anywhere that's
I
fun?
don't know.
And my parents were like, we can go to the fish hatchery. And I'm like, you don't understand. And the one time I got to do something with friends was with you. And we went fishing at a local
Oh yeah.
place. And that was it. And that wasn't fun. I was like, I don't want to go fishing.
I was
but
fishing, and you came with me, or I came with you guys to fish. I don't remember.
You came to my house
Oh,
and my
yeah.
parents took us to
Oh yeah.
a certain creek.
You
For
probably
fishing.
had
You probably
fun.
blacked out because it was so boring. And
Well, I mean,
understand.
my father would take me fishing too, so I guess
You
I
probably
was-
had fun. They were probably like, "Oh, we wish Nicky Hill was our son instead
Yeah.
of this guy who doesn't like history."
Maybe I
You
just
know, the only
remember-
thing
you
I
know
would-
what you want
The
to
only
know
thing
what
I would
remember?
enjoy more than this is shearing these fish.
I remember thinking like I don't want to put
The sheep hatchery.
I don't want the fish to get hurt on these hooks. That seems mean, but what are you gonna do? And the only other thing I
Oh.
thought was we had bait that was like little
He was at Camp
cheese
Lee.
balls or
not
whatever, and I
Vortex.
always was like, I wonder if I could eat these, but I never did. And that was my childhood.
Well, we're going to be leaning on you for all of your colonial expertise because I know at least I lost phone signal for a good portion of the day on
Mm.
Thursday, and
you're AT&T, right?
yeah,
This guy's AT&T.
I was
Yeah,
living
you
in the
guys were hit
Stone
hard.
Age for a minute.
Said like 70,000 customers in the tri-state area or something like that.
I can't believe
Did you get your apology text message at least?
what is that
Never came
about?
through.
That was so
Unbelievable.
cheesy,
Yeah,
man.
I was like, don't even talk to
we're
me.
we're
Just-
sorry.
Did you
We're
block
we're
it?
gonna
Just
do
leave it at
better.
that. Like, why even?
Well, it's a
reach out?
different. Like I get text messages from them when I like my billing and stuff like that. Different. It's a different text. Like it's from, they had to set up. They had to set up a whole new account. I bet they got a discount on that line too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was like
The
I was
guy-
I
I
was
went-
driving to work, and luckily I had my GPS already set before I
You want me?
got on the road.
Oh, thank goodness.
So like the GPS just took over and was
Sell
like
it later.
continued as a regular GPS. But on the way, I was just like, man, if this continues, like if this is more widespread,
Yeah.
we're going to descend into chaos like instantly.
Well, that's what scared me is I went to AT&T, the AT&T store, and I spoke to a guy there, and he was like, I don't know what's going on. They won't tell us, but it's affecting Verizon and T-Mobile as well. And I was like, oh, that's scary. And he's like, it's really scary. We
underestimate
don't
the
know
power
what it
of the
is.
dark
And he
side.
kept he was like alluding that there was like a civil war going
Yeah.
on or something. And I was just like, what
I'll
if
tell
it
you that
doesn't come
Alex
back by
Garland and
noon?
his
What if it doesn't come back by noon?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't care what's going
Yeah,
on. Just what if
exactly.
it's not back by noon?
I was like, so other than like fear, do you have anything to tell me? And he was just
what was
like,
going
"No."
on at noon.
Nothing. He was just like, well, if it doesn't come back by noon, he was the one who brought up the noon.
Oh.
He was like, if it doesn't come back by noon, then I would say just go to the library, use their Wi-Fi. I was like, I got Wi-Fi at home. That's not I'm talking about the phone. I was like,
Yeah.
never mind. You don't
Yeah.
know what to do.
It
And
was the end of the world.
I'm talking about the thing I already pay for that's just not working.
Oh yeah, let me say this.
he told me to go SNF.
Speaking of excellent, thank you, Super Sanchez. I see that. Speaking of technology, I know the last 2 weeks the podcast has crapped out because of Firefox.
Oh, is that why?
Firefox crashed twice. There was just a regular crash.
Oh.
But I was using a very outdated version of Firefox because, as you might remember, if you're a longtime GoNintendo podcast listener, when they did an update over a year ago,
There's
it
like a-
screwed everything up
yeah.
because it
The
would
volume
take.
just kept going up and
You
up and
got
up and
it.
up and up.
You got it. So no other browser would do that or every other browser would do the exact same thing. The only way I could get it to not happen was by going with an outdated version of Firefox. So I was like, it's got to be too far outdated now. So I did my due diligence this week and I looked into it and I was like, by now, somebody else had to have complained about the issue and they fixed it. And someone did, and they did fix it. So we're on Chrome as we used to be. The show should not crash this week. And if it does crash, I'll get another live stream going right away. But we should be good. The auto leveling is not doing its thing. I followed the rules that it said, or the steps it said. So all seems good. But anyway, now that that's out of the way,
Fingers crossed.
Super Sanchez, you have been chosen as our trivia player. You will be playing
Amazing.
Do You Nintenknow? Hit me with that jingle, please, Mom Brain. Thank you. Here's a rule refresher, just in case you don't remember. Oh, I thought you were...
What rules?
Oh, you're turning it down. Super Sanchez, here are the rules. There are 5 questions. I will read you the questions. We will play a trivia jingle. You have until the end of the jingle to give your answer. Every answer correct is a chance at winning today's prize, which is Pentiment.
Yeah.
Sanchez says, I'm going to bomb. So you have potentially 5 chances. And remember, even if you don't answer a single question correct, you could still roll the random 6 and be a winner. So no pressure. Super Sanchez is here. They say they're ready. So we're going to go right into it. Question 1. What unique control method was used for Kirby Tilt and Tumble on the Game Boy Color? There's something unique about the control scheme on that game, very specific to that release. Kirby Tilt and Tumble on the Game Boy Color. Super Sanchez is typing, furiously typing in an answer. And their answer is, they started typing before
That's
the...
none of your business.
Hey, Josh, don't be like that. Their
Moving
answer
on.
is accelerometer in the cartridge. Josh, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. We got 1 point right off the bat. That's right. It was a motion sensing cartridge. You actually moved around your Game Boy Color to play the game. First question, first correct answer. Question number 2. Name 2 of any of the supporting cast members from the WarioWare series. Literally just 2 of them besides Wario. Any other 2 WarioWare characters.
God!
You, Wario, we appreciate you being here. Any 2. I will take any 2. There's so many to choose from. I'm just looking for 2 of them.
Hardcore gamer.
Super Sanchez is not typing. It's making me nervous. They're typing. I'll give it to him.
We'll allow it.
We will allow. He says, "Wow, I forgot their names." I'm sorry, Josh.
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect. They do have names. We would have accepted Mona or Ashley or 9-Volt or Dr. Krygor or what's the guy with the afro? I don't
Dark
remember his
Gary.
name. Dark Gary would not be accepted. It's okay, Super
Disco
Sanchez.
Stew?
It's only one that you missed. It's all right. Yep, just blanked. It happens, you know.
He's heading towards certain
I was thinking
death.
about that yesterday when I was watching SmackDown, like watching the announcers do their thing, and I was like, I know everything that the announcers are saying, but could I do it like when the camera's on, when the spotlight's on? You could blank. It can happen, so don't feel bad.
I mean, it happens especially with the stress of trivia and like
That's
the
right.
music
The
plays.
music, that's why they do it. All right, Super Sanchez. Question number 3. In Blaster Master, we're talking about the original Blaster Master on the NES. In Blaster Master, what animal does the main character chase down a hole that kicks off the entire journey? The main character looks in a little something, and he sees a little something, and that something jumps down a hole, and that's where the guy finds the Blaster Master vehicle, and the journey begins.
Mike
Super
Aruba.
Sanchez says bunny with a question mark. Josh, is that correct?
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect. They also say or rat, but that is also incorrect. Anybody here know?
A frog.
A frog is the correct answer. Yes, a frog.
Isn't that there's like a ribbit sound in one of the songs that like drives
That
you
used to
crazy?
Scare the crap out of me. That is
Mhm.
correct. All right, Super Sanchez. It's okay. Don't fret.
What a hole.
Wow. Question number 4. Name any game that saw a surprise release or surprise demo release from this week's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. There were multiple games. Go ahead. There are multiple games that were surprise released on that day, as well as demos that surprise released that day. I'll take any one of those.
What about DLC? Will you accept DLC?
I'll accept DLC, sure.
Thanks. Very cool.
That is very cool of me. I agree, Josh. Super Sanchez is typing, so they're giving an answer. Oh, they stopped. Oh. Okay, Mom Brain, thank you. Super Sanchez was typing, but now they're not, so I'm nervous. Super Sanchez says that Donkey Kong versus Mario. Maybe. Josh, is that correct?
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect. I'm so sorry. Deux was hinting at one of them.
Suika Games
Suika
DLC.
game got DLC. We got a demo for Contra Operation Galuga.
Oh.
We got the surprise launch of Penny's Big Breakaway. There's multiple answers. I'm so sorry, Super Sanchez. It's okay.
Moving on.
Yes, that other Sonic creator game would have been. I would have accepted that, but it came in too late. I'm so sorry. It's all right.
Gunga
It's not over
Moving
yet.
on.
Gunga Galunga.
Our final question. What was the best-selling game of the Super Nintendo? Lots of great games on the Super Nintendo. What was the best-selling game on that platform?
What is a Super Nintendo?
There's a method to thinking about this that should help you arrive at the answer, and that's all that I'll say. But what was the Super Nintendo's best-selling game? They were type. Yes, we're gonna allow it. We're gonna allow it. Super Sanchez says Super Mario World. Is that correct, Josh?
That is correct.
That is correct because it
Woo!
was
Really?
bundled in at first. So yes, that. All right. So you got question 1, you got question 5, and you got bonus 6. So we need a 1, a 5, or a 6 to make it happen. Come on, brain. Kill that music. We're gonna roll the dice. Are you watching, Mombri? We need a 1, 5, or 6. Are you ready?
I'm watching.
I'm so sorry, Super Sanchez. I'm so sorry. It's a 4. It's a 4.
No.
I'm sorry, Super Sanchez. And well, Super Sanchez, to be fair, you did say you were going to bomb. So it came true. Super Sanchez, I'm very sorry.
I'm very sorry.
We all want you to win at the table, but it wasn't in the cards today. But you know what? We had fun.
Oh my god!
We had a good time. We all learned some things.
You missed out on a historical game.
Super
No
Sanchez
big deal.
says, all good. Let's give Super Sanchez a round of applause. Thank you for playing,
Whoa.
Super Sanchez. Well, that means next time, Pentiment will be up for grabs yet again. And by the way, after that, we have another giveaway. What's the next one for? The most precious commodity in all of gaming.
Oh, is it the new Legend of Zelda cartridge that's selling for a
Not
ridiculous
that one,
amount of
no.
oh.
Even more precious than that.
How amazing would that be if you're like giving away DLC
Here's
and then it's just like, oh, here's a
You get a $15 game and you get an $800,000 game.
priceless piece of video game history.
We will be giving
But
away.
we opened it and we signed it for you.
Oh, ruining it. That's perfect. We will be giving away V-Bucks.
What?
That is correct.
Was boring
We will be.
and
Dude's
done.
like, can I play?
How's that? Yeah, how's that possible?
You know, I've got spiders and flies in the
Whoa,
Fortnite
whoa,
world.
we're getting
You
into
shouldn't
the
be telling
crypto
people
world.
this. No one's going to play the
It's none of your
Pentiment
business.
next time. They're going to wait for the V-Bucks.
I didn't say that you can't win both next time. I'm just saying we're going to have a time where it's just V-Bucks. But yes, V-Bucks will be given away. What?
We're getting into the crypto world. of
That's
things.
right. And remember, V-Bucks aren't just for Fortnite. They're for Lego Fortnite or the racing game, which I can't remember the name of, or the
Rocket
music
Racing?
game. Rocket Racing is the name of it. Fortnite Festival is the music one. It's for all of those. So look forward to that. But yes, we have more things to give away. News is spreading on everybody's favorite trivia show, Know Your Nintendo. So we'll be back, I guess, in a couple of weeks like we usually do. Again, Super Sanchez, very sorry you lost, but thank you for playing. And that's trivia. What do we got
Thanks.
this
Very
week?
cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
There's one thing I want to talk about in regular topics.
Go
Then I'll do
ahead.
the Patreon topics, and then we got all the exciting news to cover. The one thing I want to talk about this week is Mom Brain knows about it, but neither of you guys do.
I'm excited.
So this week, very busy week. There was a Nintendo Direct partner showcase.
Yeah,
There
I know
was
about that.
an IGN Fan Fest, and they were revealing things there as well.
I didn't know about that.
So in particular, Wednesday was an incredibly busy day. Thank you to Quence for helping out cover the Nintendo Direct. It was a huge help.
Quince, we speak your name.
And Quence covers the site today. He does noon to 3. But anyway, So a lot going on. Incredibly busy. To tell you the truth, I was like, partner showcase, only 25 minutes. Shouldn't be that bad. From
There's a lot.
there was a lot. From 9 to 4, we had over 100 stories posted on the site. So it was a very busy day.
Wow.
And I was losing my mind because, like I said, at first I was like, it shouldn't be too bad. It's only 25 minutes, and then it was bad.
Wrong.
So
Not even close.
as I was doing all of that stuff, and the regular news was coming in as well, so I'm covering regular news, and I saw this story that was about this artist that makes a whole bunch of different pieces, and they've made real art pieces that you can go see in galleries, and they've won awards.
Is it the hot dog water guy?
It is not. They had on their website store / portfolio posted up that they work in marble, and they would do a marble arcade cabinet. They would do they had suggestions of like Doom or Super Mario Brothers or Street Fighter or things like that. Now, marble's very expensive. So they didn't have a finished version of the marble arcade unit to show off. And it said on their site, they're made to order. Didn't use that exact words, but you say you're good for the money, and then you work it out. These units cost $100,000. I don't know how expensive marble is. I know it's very expensive. I don't know if it's that expensive, but that's what it is. So
I can't even imagine the cost to ship
yeah,
the
right.
finished thing.
So for the images of these arcade units, the guy used an AI generator based off of his own sketch. I believe, I could be wrong, but just use an AI generator to show what the arcade units would roughly look like. His website also said the art was AI generated. He was very upfront about it being AI generated. So I was like, this is a cool idea. I was like, man, if somebody's got $100,000 burning a hole in their pocket, they could get a marble arcade unit. That's pretty interesting. So I put together a post, put it out, continued on my day, regular old thing.
This ought to be good.
So I'm going, and somebody messaged me in Discord, and they were like, that artwork's AI generated. You should probably take that story down. I was like, I know it's AI generated. They say it's AI generated. Like, it's not. They're not pretending that it's not. I'm like,
I gotcha.
said the whole thing. Like, they're made to order. They don't have a unit. Blah 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 blah. Whatever.
Did you comment on it being AI generated in the article? I didn't.
So after that comment came into my Discord, I was like, let me just go in and I can add extra clarification. So I added a whole new paragraph just to stress that, and a thing underneath the image to let people know. I was like, okay, we're good. Continued on. Then one of my staffers, Pelu, got in touch in Discord, and he was like, hey, this is going nuts on social media. And I was like, oh, that probably means in not a good way.
Yeah.
So I went over to X to see what the conversation was. Some guy, I'm not going to name names, some person on X had shared the story that I did. And they said, just so you know, this guy has posted 77 stories today. And that's all that they said, and linked to the Mario one. And
this guy being you?
Yes, me. So
he works hard.
Well, some may see it that way. Many did not.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going so I read that and I was like, I know where this is going. So I start reading comments, and I'm going through because a fire is happening and I didn't know. So I'm reading through the comments, and people are like, this is AIR. Why would this guy show AIR? And I'm like, oh God, no. If just someone would click on the story.
Because no one's clicking or reading through.
Yeah. Every once in a while you see a person who was like, they said it's AI, the artist said it's AI, but
they're lost in a sea of madness.
But here's where it gets even better. So all that is happening, and it's insanity. But there's a whole other part to the story where people are saying, there's no way I could have done that many stories in that amount of time. I'm AI.
Awesome.
I'm using AI to write stories.
I'm surprised it took them 18 years to call you AI.
And I can't tell you how strong of a sentiment that was. I'm talking about tens of thousands of likes on comments saying that I am AI and I'm using AI to do all the site stuff and blah. And people were on. Thank you to everybody that did this. There was a decent amount of people who were like, imagine following some people were saying like, imagine following Nintendo and not knowing who RMC is. And I was like, okay, thank you. That's very nice.
sweet.
And other people are like, or you could just click over and see that they're not AI generated, but nobody's doing that. The sensational story is a guy posted a story with an AI image and the guy is also AI or is using AI to
What?
write stories. And I'm like, oh.
This is
So-
crazy.
By the time, the best part is all of this happened right when I was finishing up all the coverage for the day. So I'm like, thank God I
Yeah.
am spent. And
Thank
I was like,
God
let me
there's
check this
still
Discord
more.
thing. And I was like, no. So for like, no joke, close to 2 hours, I'm putting out fires on social media. And I was like, let me put out a statement about the piece. I'm not even going to address the fact that I'm not AI because what am I going to do? Because I'd be like, I'm not
Hold
AI.
up
And
a
they'd be
pic-
like, that's what an AI would say.
Hold up
So-
a picture of today's newspaper.
Yeah, right.
Or
Um,
put like spaghetti, like Will Smith spaghetti in your mouth.
So I was thinking, I was like, the AI video thing's got to come out this week. So there's no way for me to prove I'm not AI. But I put out a statement and I was like, and I explained what I said to you guys.
And
The
I
guy-
said, watch till the end.
yeah, the guy says he
You'll
used
never
AI.
believe what I do next.
These are made to order, blah, blah, blah. I put out that statement. And right away that people were like, you still shouldn't post it. Somebody's going to lose money on this. And I'm like thinking to
Who,
myself,
though? I don't-
who's going to spend $100,000 and not
if
do a
they-
little research on this?
but
that's
even if
besides the
they
point.
do, if they're spending the $100,000, the guy is going to make good on it. And
Even if he doesn't, if you're spending $100,000, you're probably going to do your due diligence,
Right.
or you have so much money that you don't care. And I'm not
Right.
saying
but the thing is
that's
like
right.
the whole thing is it's AI generated for now. It's a placeholder.
Yes.
It's made to order.
Specific-
You order it, you spend the $100,000, it's going to get made for you.
Specifically said,
That's the
like,
plan.
Again, I want to be clear. The artist did not try and hide that he was using AI images. He specifically said he was, and his portfolio has stuff that is legitimate, real, made that he has done that's been showcased in art exhibits and that. Like the guy is an actual artist who has made things. I don't know if he's ever made an arcade cabinet out of marble, but he believes he can based on his skill set. So, but anyway,
Well,
a whole different storm started, and I was like, this is not worth it. So I just took the story down and I apologized for the story on social media and I left it at that.
You took
And
the original down.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's not worth it. I don't want to do all this. Like, it's a silly little story. And it's funny because when I was putting it together, I was like, this is fun. This is silly. I was like, this will be nice to share.
Ah.
So wrong. And I knew it was going over well, or I knew the apology was going over well when it's like 12 likes and 2 comments. I was like, yep, nobody cares. So I can't,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do. I was like, I just got to go on with my life. So by the end of it all, the guy who put out the original tweet that started everything took it down, which is great. I didn't ask him to.
Okay.
Didn't,
You didn't have any contact with him through all
I
this?
followed him on X and I wanted to message him privately, but he has the messaging turned off completely. So I couldn't, but he could see that I followed him. He knows that I followed him. So I don't know if he saw that and he was like, oh crap, like I didn't intend for this firestorm to happen. Obviously, he meant to needle me a little bit because he was like, look at this guy. He wasn't saying, wow, he's done 77 stories. This is impressive. He was being like, look at this stupid idiot or whatever. Or, look at this guy working hard. So,
Gotcha.
he wasn't doing it
so
to be kind.
what you're telling us, what Mom Brain already knows that we don't know, is that Josh has been running the site for
He's
the
my AI
since
guy.
the
Oh,
beginning.
no.
It's true.
And
Is that
you're
correct, Josh?
Is that what I sound like?
So, long story short, the firestorm finally came to an end after I went to my analytics to see the
of course you would, because you're a robot.
you can get to the analytics on Twitter to see like how far reach is on an individual tweet. 400,000
on which
interactions
the
on
original.
the original tweet. Yep.
Wow.
So it was a nightmare.
But that doesn't help you out, like your website out at all.
I'm sure I didn't look at the traffic. I can look at the traffic and see like if, on a particular story if that one got. I guarantee it did. I guarantee more people than usual clicked on that.
But 9 out of 10 people aren't clicking through. They're just reading what's on the surface and being like, "This
Well-
is another bot in a sea of bots trying to screw us over in the future
wanna
of
tell you-
hell."
I don't know for sure.
You want to guess how many people are watching on YouTube right now?
How many?
34.
Oh, okay. I don't know like what
We're actually down.
I don't know what the reach is in particular, but I can go look. So we'll see what happens.
We're very glad to have all 34.
It
of you.
was nope. You just crapped on all of them.
Yeah,
It was
No, I'm
Good,
you know,
right?
I'm-
You-
No, we're crapping on the other 370,000. That's
Yeah.
what we're crapping on. Well,
so
I guess 390,900 is 990. I don't know. My
so
math's terrible.
that's what happened Wednesday. It was not fun. And the best part is that stuff like always happens when I'm not paying attention. Like I'm too busy
But
doing
why
work
would you
to look
pay
at
attention
it. Yeah.
to something like that? I mean, you
I
said
didn't-
yourself you did. It was like a bright story in an otherwise horrible day of stories.
Well, it's just like a lot of coverage. Yeah. It's I just
like
thought
busy
it was,
day.
Yeah, I just thought it was a fun, silly story. I was like, look at this. This is an interesting idea. I was like, $100,000 for one of these things. This
Unbelievable.
is crazy. I was like, people probably talk about this. If I saw it, I would talk about this. And I wasn't thinking if I saw this, I would think the person was insane and say that they're a robot. But that's what the internet ran with. So,
Man, it's
yes.
always something, and it's like the
Not a great day. And it's always it's almost always the stories where I personally am like, this is a lighthearted fun
Right.
thing. And
it's just infuriating
heck?
that the thing that everyone complained about is explained what either in the article or if you click over to the guy's page, it's explained. It's
how frustrating.
like you can't be any clearer than that, you know?
It's crazy, just that it could get so much momentum off of people not reading
And
it,
I'm not
just
knocking the guy who sent out the original tweet. Like I said, I understand, he wasn't being nice when he said it, but I'm not knocking this guy. He doesn't have like a big follow. He's got like, I don't know, less than 2,000 followers. It's not like I'm not knocking him for having little
Well,
followers.
now
I
he's
mean,
got
like
400.
the crazy part is when you do something
Anyone
like
could
that,
do
the
this,
reach that it
basically.
could have.
Yeah.
Which is how, this is how you lose the time war came to be popular. It's just somebody random on Twitter who suggested reading that book and it took off. They weren't like an influencer on Twitter or anything like that. They were just a random account that popped off, as
Do
the
you
kids say
think-
nowadays.
I know you mentioned it earlier that he was trying to needle you a bit, but he knew. Do you think he made the comment knowing that you weren't AI? I mean,
Well, he didn't say anything about me being AI. I don't know if he believes that. I don't know what his original thought process was for what he said, whether
but
he's
it was
like,
just
look at this loser, or this guy's talking too much about
Well, I
too
mean,
many Nintendo things.
It's your
or-
job, though. Like, it's not like
No,
it's your
but the-
personal blog
the-
anymore. I mean, it's freaking
like
your
we've all
job.
had
I
this
don't
conversation
understand.
for, like you said, 18 years. Everyone who goes to Go Nintendo likes coming to the site because you're so quick, like the site gets updated almost faster than Reddit at times, where like you click away, you click back, and you're like, where's that story again?
Well, that's what Deux was saying the other day. He's like, he went to the site and then he left and came back, and like 4 more stories had been
Yeah.
posted.
And so like we all know the ridiculous speed, and to be honest, I think you're getting slow in your
Not
old
gonna
age.
lie, I'm sweating a little bit.
Kidding.
Wow.
Kidding.
Knocking the people watching the
I'm
show,
kidding.
telling me I'm slowing down.
Just joking.
I felt it this week, man.
You need an
I
update.
felt it. I was like, holy
upward.
crap! I haven't had like a crazy stream of news like
But-
that in a while.
But like, yeah, instead of making the comment of, man, this guy's ridiculously fast. Like, I wonder what his fingers look like on those keyboards.
But
and
that
stuff.
would,
But like,
no, I'm a robot. I'm a slop seller.
how the heck did that get so much traction? Like, it's so weird.
because that's the
'cause it
internet.
was
People
mean.
are out to be mean.
Like,
That's
if
what
he
it
if he
is.
was just like, hey, this guy posted 77 stories, isn't that incredible? It wouldn't have anyone
Yeah.
looking at it.
Right.
Not
Or I
one
don't know,
person would have looked.
Just let it be.
Well, obviously,
Like, just don't
that
you
would be
don't-
the nicest, wouldn't it?
nobody was holding a gun to your head and saying like comment on like just shut up, like don't say anything. And I have to go feed the cat.
Hi, Piper. I told her. So yeah, not a fun day work wise, not a fun day social media wise. And I was like, Mom Brain came home from work, and I was, she knew something was up with me, and I was like, man, it's so disappointing because I'm like, tomorrow's that direct.
He
I
was,
gotta
like,
make sure we're ready to cover it.
Bundled on the couch like a small Victorian child.
I
with,
got
like,
up. I got
with,
up
like,
early to make
the
sure I was
consumption.
ready. And I was like, we got to get this out on time. Like, I want to make sure everybody can get all the important news. And I was like, I'm going to work extra hard to make sure we get it done. And I'm like, that, I pride myself on doing that stuff. finished up all the work. I was like, we did a really good job today. I feel good about that. And then all that stuff hit. And I'm like, just doing my job, man. Just doing my job. But it is what that's it, Anastasia. That was me underneath the blanket. That's really funny.
And yeah, and if you did automate the news stories, the site would be slower than what you actually do.
Here's the only thing that's automated, and it's not technically automated. To spit out a tweet, we have a button. So like the whole story is made, and then we click one button, and it puts together a tweet for us. It takes the image that we use in post and the title that is written on the post, and makes a tweet of it. But because of the way stupid Elon runs stuff now, there's a limit that you can use for something like that unless you pay, and I don't want to give money to Elon. So I let the staff use the button, and I go in and do it manually because that's the right thing to do. So even not all that is automated, but there's nothing automated on Facebook. I guess it's the same thing. I click a checkbox and it sends it over to Facebook. But outside of that, if you see a post, it's a real person working on all of it. I promise.
Isn't that? I still can't get over that. And these folks, at 90% of all these awful folks on the internet, if you met them in person, they would be fine to you. You'd have a fine interaction because we're all human. But there's just something about getting that computer and all those miles in between you, and you say whatever you want. I just don't understand the mentality out there today. It's why it's just killing us. It's ripping us apart mentally, like inside. It doesn't feel good to be mean or to be meaned to.
Just to relate it to what we were talking about before the show, you're not a fan of Bevo and you're upset about Bevo, and that's fine. You don't go to fans of Bevo or Bevo's account and leave comments and be like, you're a piece of crap. I don't like what you're doing on it. Like,
right.
You don't do that. There's a lot to be said for that. Tony De La Mancha says being anonymous on the internet was a mistake, says a guy who never uses his real name. Well, the anonymous aspect of the internet has certainly created an interesting area to exchange ideas. Hello, Grantimus. Good to see you. Sorry, Grantimus, don't you worry. You're here, and that means we're going to change it up to fun stuff. We're done. Don't worry. Let's go to fun stuff. Patreon. What did I talk about this week? Let me tell you. Hey, Mom Brain, did you know you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
Thanks, Mom Brain, for $1. Yes, Blinded by Daylight. Thank you for the kind words. I'm not looking for you guys to be like, you're great, RMC. Thank you for the work. I do appreciate it.
Now who's mocking your
Well,
listeners?
I don't want it to be like, I'm looking for your sympathy. Give it to me. I'm just, when it comes to the podcast, I'm very open and I
The
share
folks
things
who are
with you
here
guys,
know this about you. That's what's great about, at least like the people that you have that follow you are so far in the positive direction that it gives you
It is
hope
true.
that it's like, oh my goodness, there are good people out there.
There are, and I say this often, whenever something like this pops up, it is disappointing, and I won't lie, it makes me sad or upset or makes me disappointed or depressed, but I do know that the vast majority of people are nice, and kind and supportive and all that. They're just, it's the silent majority and the vocal minority is how the internet works. But anyway, Patreon, what we do on Patreon this week, as always, I will recap what we talked about.
For $1.
I asked people, are they mobile gamers on Patreon? Because we don't talk about mobile gaming all that much, but I am a mobile gamer, and you guys are as well, as I discussed with you in the comments over on Patreon.
We're up to 40.
It's happening.
Oh, I should delete that tweet because
It's really
if
happening.
you're here for the trivia, it's over.
Sorry.
Oh no.
So I'm going to delete that. Yes, mobile gamer.
For $1.
Nicky Hill, I believe, is a mobile gamer.
What does that mean? I play while I'm driving?
Yep,
That's
that's
exactly what
dangerous.
it means.
No, it means you play mobile games.
No. I don't think I've played them. The other day I played Sudoku on my phone.
There you go.
Because I had no access to the internet or anything because my cell service was down, and that was the only thing.
Kudos.
That's all it was good for.
So yeah, big mobile gamer here.
I was saying that yes, I play on mobile. I play
Angry Birds.
a lot of
Tiny
words
Wings.
games. I used to play Angry Birds a lot, but I play like the New York Times Connections and Wordle, and I'm playing a game
Misconnections.
called Cody Cross, which is a crossword puzzle game, and Trivial Pursuit, whatever it's called, the new Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit started a thing like New York Times, basically. You go to their website, and every day they have 6 questions that are multiple choice, and you see how many you can get right.
How about that? Remember that daily quiz app that we had that everyone was into for like a month? What was that called?
Oh my god, I played that till it was dead.
Yeah, what was that called?
What was it?
You know, where you could win real money.
HQ.
HQ. Why did they? That was so popular. How'd that disappear?
Because
I
the
guess it
people
stopped
who
being
were
popular?
behind it
Bad
were
management.
shysters. Yeah,
Oh,
became a big thing. Now, what's his name?
And also one of the creators unalived themselves.
This is also true.
Potentially. I
Oh,
don't know.
goodness.
Is that
What was the name of the
Allegedly.
host? I can't remember his name. The main host.
AI McGibbons.
someone's gonna say here?
That's it.
They said Scott.
Yes.
Someone said Scott something.
Man, I used to remember that name perfectly.
That's him, but what's his last name?
Why I follow the guy on TikTok and I can't remember his name. But he's hosting something else now. I
Headquarters.
forget what it is. Like it's another game thing that he's doing. And he also on TikTok he has like a vintage t-shirt shop. I want to say in New York City. And randomly people will come in and he'll give them a chance to win whatever shirt they're going to buy. He'll give them a chance to get it for free
That's
by
cool.
answering trivia questions. Scott Rogowski, that's it, Kufu. Thank you. Hi, Freddie Fro. Good to see you.
Life's a game to that guy.
Ooh. So yes, mobile gamer. I am a mobile gamer, but I play a lot of word games. I talked about something WWE related. Please, no spoilers in the chat. I know Elimination Chamber happened at 5 a.m. today. I have not watched. I'll be watching later. They're in
What?
Perth, Australia. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Please no spoilers.
P
please no spoilers.
City.
But yeah, I wrote something about a Mom Brain showed it to me first. Actually, I hadn't seen it. It was a note that Cody Rhodes got, one of the wrestlers, at a house show from a little kid, and it's like the sweetest thing I have ever seen. That just encapsulates everything I like about wrestling. It was great. Talked about the
It's still real to me, damn it.
Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Yes, Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, and we were speculating on what would be shown ahead of time. And some of my guesses were right, and some of them were wrong.
Wrong.
Talked about Mother 3, which we're going to talk about later because that was a part of the partner showcase, depending on where you lived. I talked about how I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, which is an anime I've been meaning to watch for a while, and I was 10 episodes in at the time. I'm 12 episodes in now. Maybe I'll talk about more of that in the after show. And then finally, just last night, I talked about Demon Slayer because Mom Brain and I, you might remember a year ago, Mom Brain and I went to the theater to see the end of the previous season of Demon Slayer and the beginning of the new season, which hadn't started yet. And they did that again this year, but because Demon Slayer has gotten bigger, it's in more theaters this time. So we went to see the end of the season that just ended and the hour-long premiere of the new season that comes out this spring. So no spoilers, but it was excellent. It was wonderful, a lot of fun, and they gave me a free poster just like George got too. So that's great. They said it made like 2 million in overnights on Thursday. So people are seeing it. That's pretty darn good. And our theater was showing dubbed and subbed, but again, they're showing dubbed like 2 times, and it's like 11 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, and that's it. And subbed, it's like 5, 6, 7,
Did you
8,
see
9.
subbed, I guess?
Yeah, I saw subbed. I was watching Demon Slayer dubbed until I got caught up, and now I'm watching subbed because I don't want to wait. Like they are not that far behind when it comes to dubbing. Usually it's like a month and a half. You have to wait a month and a half before it kicks in with the dub, and then week to week you'll get an episode. But I don't want to wait, so I'm watching sub.
I don't want to wait.
I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen dubbed though. I'm sure at some point I'll get to sub.
Kaisen to be over.
But that's Patreon, people. What's up, Mom Brain? And yeah, that's that. Now let's get into news because it was a busy week.
Finally.
There we go. We had the rumor of a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, which turned out to be true. So we'll get to that later. Here's a tweet that also went pretty viral, but in a good way. Nintendo is Japan's richest company. Now, there's a couple of factors that go into that, but allow me to explain. As you know,
because they've got the closest and the best relationships with their friends and family. Like,
Oh,
rich
that's
in that
yes.
sense.
I should have clarified. That should have been in the
Because they're
title.
broke. Financially, they're doomed.
My mistake. Yes, I was going to say, as we know, Nintendo's always doomed. Toyo Kaizai, which is a book and magazine publisher in Japan that specializes in economics and business. They named Nintendo the richest company in Japan. They put Nintendo at having over $11 billion in cash. Now, you might think,
Wow.
well, how could they be the richest? There's companies like Toyota that have 300 that are worth 300 billion or something like that. That is true, but there's a big difference between Nintendo and Toyota. Nintendo has zero debt, no debtors, nothing. They
Yeah.
are cash rich and nobody to pay off. Whereas Toyota owes a lot of company and a lot of people a lot of money.
And
so
Toyota's first party games suck too.
it's true. Yeah, I've never liked any of it. Well, you know what? I liked the Corolla game. That was good. But man, that car was great. That was a great car. But yeah, so if there are other companies in Japan that are valued higher or potentially have more cash on hand, but they have debt as well. Nintendo is very rare in the fact that they do not have any debt at all.
Speaking of rare, what else came out in the
beat
news
is
that
rare. We're going to talk about that later. That's very true. So yes, Nintendo, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and they're also doomed. Martin Stuff says zero debt. See, Nintendo fans, they don't owe you anything, and that was upvoted by you guys because it's a good joke. It's a good joke. So good on Nintendo. Obviously, a lot of that came from the Switch's success, software on the Switch's success, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Super Nintendo World opening in Japan and California, mobile games going up, all their merch sales. It's been firing on all cylinders for Nintendo. So get ready for the drop, people, because we know how Nintendo works. So next time around, let's hope Switch's successor keeps the momentum going. You got a Switch Online account?
Yes.
You do. You got a new free game trial to try. And I know you guys are big sports fans, so get ready. EA Sports FC 24
it's in the game.
is now available to play for Switch Online members at no additional cost. From now until February 26th, you can play the entire full version of EA Sports FC 24, the latest EA Sports soccer-related
What's
game.
today's date? Oh,
24th.
oh boy. So
Oh,
for
boy, you
people
got
listening
two and a
right
half more
now,
days.
and if you're listening later in the week, sorry, you missed it.
Game features over
Oi,
19,000
oi.
licensed players, 700 teams, 30 leagues for an authentic football experience. Craft your dream leagues and test your skills on the field. And as a bonus, let's say you play EA Sports FC
I've got a
24 and you
bonus.
really like it. You keep all your save data should you decide to buy the full game. And should you decide to buy the full game, you get 70% off until March 2nd. 70% off. That's a lot. That's a deep discount. So what's 70% off $60?
A lot.
Come on, math
Well,
people.
half of it is 30.
So there you go.
So.
Less than 30 is our answer. That sale is live now and goes on until March 2nd. So you got some time to make up your mind.
We've come a long way from I played when I first got my PlayStation, I had a demo disc that had this VR soccer game on it. And I thought it was so amazing that the announcer would say the players' names when they kicked the ball. And it's clear that they just got this British guy in an audio booth to say every player's name twice, once normal and once and so it would someone would get the ball and it would be it would be like Johnson, and then if you kick it towards the goal, he'd be like Johnson, and I was like, this game's amazing, and
this is the best
game I've
ever played.
the crowd was just flat,
cut out. Yeah.
But man,
Those
it
were the
was
days.
incredible. And I probably played that demo more than it had that and Bushido Blade on it. I played Bushido Blade forever. I thought that was incredible.
Steve Bushido?
Steve Bushido Blade.
It's Bushido. It's Bushido. I don't want people to rake you over.
Steve
Yeah,
Bushido?
thank you. Yeah, Bushido Blade. What is it?
Bushido.
Bushido Blade.
Probably Bushido.
I don't know why they don't make more Bushido.
I believe they did, and nobody bought
They
it.
Yeah.
Bushi don't.
Well,
Sudoku.
I liked Bushido Blade.
I never played the first one, just that demo. So I guess I'm part of the problem.
There you
But
go. You were like, this demo's great. It's full game's not for me.
I didn't need more. It was
There you go.
awesome. You get to be like any character.
We had a rumor about Nintendo Direct, which we're not going to cover because we got the full thing. So what happened in the Direct? Let me tell you. Nicky Hill was talking about this before the show. Yes. Nicky Hill said last week at the podcast he was looking behind me and was looking at Epic Mickey for the 3DS sitting on the shelf, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I
Emic.
never played that. I want to play that game."
Is that what I sound like?
That was my Mickey Mouse impression. And this week, during the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, Nintendo revealed that Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed is coming to the Switch, a remake of the 2010 classic, enhanced
remake
with
Enhance.
updated graphics and other improvements to controls and the like. So if you haven't played those originals, this is a great time to jump in. Or if you have and you really love them, now you can play an even better version later this year. Don't have an exact date, just later this year.
RMC is excited for it.
See, but that's another example
I
that
don't
like
even like Epic Mickey all that much.
it heavily relied on the IR sensor, right? So like,
Did it? Because it went to other systems.
I mean, the initial game for the Wii did, yeah. That was the whole
I
point.
mean, it was used, but I think Warren Spector oversold it a little bit. But, the games were clunky. The jumping wasn't very good. And for a platformer, that's kind of a sore spot. And it was wonky overall. It was just wonky. Like,
Epic
there was a
wonky.
great idea there, but it was wonky. Maybe they'll fix that in this. Epic wonky.
I just wanted someone to hear
Epic wonky, yes. I did hear it the first time. I apologize
it.
for not saying anything.
That's my fault.
Okay, we're gonna go. Yeah. In a game that Deux is interested in, World of Goo 2.
I love it. World
So-
of 2.
World of Goo 2 was already announced, but we didn't know any platforms. Now we know PC, but when it comes to consoles, Switch exclusive. So if you want to play it on a console,
Really?
only Switch. Yeah. That's how it was
We
on
didn't
Wii
know
for a
about
very
it?
long time. We knew about World of Goo 2. We did not know
Where
any
was it
platforms
announced
at all.
initially? Because I remember
don't
seeing
remember.
it, but I thought it was announced.
No, everybody saw World of Goo 2 and they figured it would be on Switch. They never announced this platform at all.
Do you think they're gonna do the controls like the Wii did?
They'll do it like they have on the Switch. They'll do traditional controls and fake IR controls.
Oh, who distributes it? That's what maybe.
2D Boy, the developer. They ain't working with nobody.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of where we saw the announcement because
Look it up. Look up World of Goo 2 announcement.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do it.
Eh,
You know what?
some AI
I'll
posted
do
it
it.
on Twitter.
I'm just gonna X about how something false information about it rather than look
Get
it up.
Chat GPT to X for you.
World of Goo 2 was announced December 7th, 2023 by Tomorrow Corporation, the name of the company. Sorry, I said 2D Boy. It's their old name, I believe. And all it was, the original World of Goo developer 2D Boy has teamed up with Tomorrow Corp to bring the sequel, blah, blah, blah. Just announced that the game was in the works with a trailer, but did not say platforms at all. No tags on platforms, nothing. Lots more to share soon. Welcome back, friends. We're all in this together. Now we know Switch exclusive as far as consoles goes. And we got a release date, May 23rd. So not that far off.
Goo 23rd.
More than 64 levels set in a dangerous physics-based world. New types of goo balls this time around with distinct abilities, including explosive, growing, and shrinking. There you go. We only had to wait 15 years to get a sequel. As I said, Microsoft, the worst kept rumor in the industry of Microsoft bringing games over to the Switch and the PlayStation 5 was true. We know what two games Microsoft is doing. It is Pentiment, which I tried to give away today, but we will try again next week. And Grounded, the survival co-op adventure game that's basically like playing, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's like playing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah, when I saw that part of the trailer, I got excited.
Yeah, it's your tiny people in a big backyard, and that's what this back comes out April 16th. I said the 11th. I'm a failure. Penny's Big Breakaway, a game we already knew about, coming from the developers of Sonic Mania. Their team is called Evening Star. So this is their first original, all new IP. It's a 3D platformer. We knew it was coming to Switch, but surprise, it launched that day. So you could get it right now if you want to. 11 colorful worlds and 40 levels to enjoy. Another surprise during the Nintendo Direct. It was a rumor, and it came from Pioro. And last week I said trust Pioro.
You know this guy's
Here's
always
the
right.
proof. He was right. Endless Ocean Luminous was announced. Not a remake, not a remaster, a brand new Endless Ocean game. So that makes it the third Endless Ocean game. Both the other titles were on the Wii.
You play both of those?
Yes.
You like to?
really like them. Yeah, they're just exploration undersea
And now
fun titles.
you can explore with your friends.
That was one of the few, man. One of two titles on the Wii that let you load your own MP3s on an SD card and listen to whatever music you wanted while you played. So you could be swimming underwater and listen to
What a cool
whatever.
idea.
So yes, the third installment, and you can now dive with up to 30 other friends online to see over 500 different species of marine life. You may even find creatures thought to be extinct or mythical. So they're expanding things this time.
They're going to be
And
orange.
they say, what?
It's a bad Fortnite joke.
What'd you say?
They're
Oh,
gonna be
I
orange.
got you.
Never mind.
Also, I believe they said every time you dive, it'll be different. So the areas you explore will be different every time. Comes out May 2nd, which is awesome. Not long to wait on that one. Here's another one people crap their pants for.
Oh,
You've been begging for it. It's happening.
World of Pooh!
Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Fight across Star Wars Galaxy in the collection of large-scale combat classics featuring the 2004 Star Wars Battlefront and its 2005 sequel, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yes, the solo campaigns are there. Yes, the local multiplayer is there. And yes, the massive online battles are there for up to 64 players, people. There's going to be even bonus maps and characters, including Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress in bonus maps like Jabba's Palace, Bespin, Cloud City, Yavin 4, and more. Comes out March 14th. That is really cool. I'm really happy that's coming out. I spent way too much time playing both of those games, and to know that we're going to be able to play them online again, that's great. All and in one package, awesome. People have wanted that for quite a while now, and we had no idea it was happening, but now we know. We saw a bit more of South Park Snow Day, the new RPG.
So we knew this was coming
or
too.
co-op action game. South Park, yeah. Here's the weird thing: when they announced Ubisoft announced South Park Snow Day a few months ago. And in their press release, they didn't say Switch. And in their trailer, they didn't say Switch. But on their website and their social media, they said Switch. And I was like, is it Switch or not? And then they clarified, yes, it is Switch. Day and date with all the other systems. March 26th.
what do you think that's all about?
What part of it?
Just the leaving the Switch out of like
I don't know. Somebody didn't dot their I's or cross their T's there. I
You
think
You think
that's
it's
all
that?
it
You
was.
think it's not like
Because social
they
media was
think-
on board and the other part wasn't. It's two branches not working with each other.
Yeah, you don't think it's like because they think like somebody with a PS5 is going to be like, oh, this game's on the Switch. Well, I'm not going to buy it if it can run on the Switch
No,
too.
because
Why
the
do I
other
have a
two
PC?
games are on the Switch as well.
Could they have been planning for it to be on the Switch Successor, and then they were like, "Oh, that's not. It's
Too
getting
far
pushed."
out. I think it's too far out for that.
Did they know that the first two games had like clever, funny titles, and then this one doesn't? The people who made the game, did they know that when they named it, or you don't
Did
report
Trey
about that?
Parker and Matt Stone know? They probably knew. Yes.
Yeah, huh. I wonder why they
Did
decided
the creators of South Park know? Probably. Probably because the last game that they did, Fractured But Whole, was not allowed to be sold in some stores
I mean,
because of the
that's
name.
hilarious.
That's what Walmart took it out of their store because of the name. They had
Really?
it there for like a day and then they took it out.
I can't believe they even caught on.
And other stores put black covers in front of it. So probably why they're going with Snow
Isn't
Day.
that hilarious? We can have like big boobed, like cleavage ladies, like with
Big
no
boob
clothes
ladies,
anywhere they
yes!
want, beauty girls everywhere, and then it's like, oh, it says butthole,
And it's not even spelled.
Yeah, like
as
Something
butthole.
everyone has, by the way.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, Fractured
Most
one.
everyone.
It's a man.
Speak for yourself.
So there you go. Yes, that probably explains why it's a regular name this time.
Yeah, I didn't know this was coming.
Well, it is
Also,
March 26th.
Pretty embarrassing, huh? I bet they were really banking on Puxatawny Phil to see his shadow and extend winter. And
Well, yeah, it's true. Did
And-
you see
and,
the weather for this coming week? We're gonna have 3 days in the 60s.
yeah,
My
He's
goodness.
on to
so
something.
he's right. But they were like, yeah, we'll release it at late March. Winter will probably continue till then, right?
And as we know, people
I don't know
only
when winter
enjoy
actually
seasonal
ends,
content
so
during
maybe
that season.
You're still right, but
We all agree that food should only be seasonal. Certain food should be seasonal. We all agree on that one. Another Crab's Treasure, another game that we already
Well,
knew about. But
all right, never mind.
no, I want to do it. No, let's do it.
I'm with you on it. I don't want food to be seasonal, but I want to be a dick to you.
Thank you. What a good friend.
Well, what about Christmas? You don't like Christmas. What if Christmas was all year long, baby? You'd hate it. So we need certain things to be seasonal.
Well, if Christmas was all year long, then wouldn't it just be an all year long thing?
I'm just saying you don't care for
Listen,
Christmas,
I
so you
try
don't.
to- I
You
try
wouldn't
to hold
want it to
Christmas
be
in
all
my
year
heart
long.
all year long.
I would not want it to be all year long.
So you'd be happy that Christmas is a seasonal celebration. So in certain instances, seasonal is
it would
okay.
be weird if Christmas, which is December 25th, is celebrated every day. Yes, that would be weird to me. But yeah, call me crazy, but I don't think s'mores are a seasonal food. Whoa, this is so stupid.
No, I wasn't arguing against that. I agree with that.
Another Crab's Treasure, which is again a game we already knew about, coming to the Switch. It is now dated. It's coming out April 25th.
The funny thing is like s'mores are seasonal for all seasons.
Nope.
No, but they are.
No,
right?
they're not, Nicky Hill, because restaurants don't serve them at certain parts of the year. This is why this whole conversation
Yeah.
exists. It's like Malamars.
Well, Malamars, that's a scientific reason. There.
Oh, yeah. You know what's in a Malamar? The same damn thing as a s'more.
Yeah, but it's
They're
the
the same thing.
no, it's the chocolate coating on a Malamar is so thin.
Oh, you're right. There's no chocolate on a s'more. How does Hershey stay in business
You know what?
all year?
You know what? Give the man Malamars in the middle of summer, and when he gets it and it's all melted and ruined, and he's like, "Oh, this is garbage. Oh, we got a bad batch. Oh, this bad batch is bad
We
too."
literally
Hey.
put s'mores in fire.
No, you don't.
You're going to think I complain
You
about
heat up-
melty chocolate when
you
I
heat
stick
up-
them in a fire.
No, but like when it's completely ruined and it's just
What do you mean ruined? You mean chocolate syrup in a bottle? Is that ruined?
Please-
Yeah, exactly.
Please
Exactly.
hear what I'm saying.
Here we
This
go.
thing's ruined, but we can also sell it as something else. It's a load of garbage, and you people are falling for it.
Moving on.
Malamars are seasonal, my ass.
Man. We need to get this guy a train set stat.
What train-related thing came up this week? There we go. On brain, what was it?
A Demon Slayer.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They were at the beginning of Demon Slayer in the movie. They go through all the different arcs in the series, and there's a train arc. And Mom Brain was like, "Ooh, that's your favorite." So, she got me. Another Crab's Treasure. Yes, it is a Dark Souls or Bloodborne-esque game. But remember, big difference here. There's quality of life there's quality of life stuff. But also, if at any point you feel the game is too challenging, you have a special shell that your crab can wear that takes out all enemies in one hit. So you never need to get frustrated. If you try a boss 10 times and you can't do it and you don't like it, put on the special shell and you're good to go. Contra Operation Galuga, another game we knew was coming to Switch. We now got a release date, March 12th, 2024. Even better, there's a free demo that you can try right now that has the full first level available. But you can only play as Bill or Lance. You can't play as the new characters.
Looks great. I'm excited to play. I don't care about what it's called. I'm still gonna play it. I just want to say, with peace and love, I get that Galuga is like the place, like the planet or something from the first game, or that's what we found out, I guess. But
Island.
the island. Thank you. I don't think everybody knew that enough to like really go after this Operation Galuga name. Like, look, doesn't matter to me. I'm still gonna play it, and I'm still gonna like it. It looks awesome. I just think that, we had Super C, we had Operation C. I mean, like maybe something simple. Keep it simple. You don't have to bring the Galuga into it. That's just my 2 cents, but it's not going to affect anything for me about moving forward with this game, and it shouldn't for any of you out there either.
I agree, and hopefully, after hearing this, Way Forward still wants to do the interview. That I
What
have coming
if?
up.
What if they made
I was nice.
No.
what
I'm
if they
joking.
did a game where all of your attacks land on the beat and everything, like a music-based game, and it's called Contraband?
It's great. We
You
wouldn't
know-
want it because we want classic Contra, but I love it.
I like music games, so I'm there.
That's what
I'll
I'm
take
saying,
it.
yeah.
And nothing would make Contra sell better than mixing it with a rhythm game. I'm sure people would want that.
Oh, they would.
Pepper Grinder, another game we knew about, but that also got a release date, March 28th. If you are a fan of Drill Dozer, check out Pepper Grinder. Looks awesome. Coming from Devolver. Plenty of hits on
Oh,
that.
yeah?
I prefer salt liquor.
Suika game got DLC, multiplayer mode expansion. Make big fruit with friends.
Give me that dill.
Paid DLC. Local 2-player battles with online multiplayer arriving in the future. So for right now, you can battle friends and family locally in original time attack or in original time limit or attack modes. But again, online multiplayer is coming, and that is included in this DLC. So you can buy the DLC now, and it will be updated later with online play. Pentiment, which we already covered, was announced and released the same day. Tales of Kenzera Zhao, another game we already knew about, got a release date of April 23rd. It is that brand new Metroidvania coming from the developer who was at the Game Awards, who teared up when he was talking about it. Published by EA Originals. Comes out April 23rd.
That's
10%
all
discount.
RMC needs to hear.
Show me passion. Show me passion.
Show me one guy making a game.
No, it's not
I'm-
one
I'm
guy. It's not one
kidding.
guy.
I'm
It's not one guy.
kidding.
I want to make that clear. No,
I'm just
we can't
kidding.
keep doing that. It's not one guy. It's a whole team. It's just the guy is the lead developer.
Do you think the team cried?
Hopefully not, because that probably means they were worked too hard.
Wait, so if they didn't cry, why'd you... Never mind. I'm
The
trying
man
to
cries.
do it. I'm trying to do a
from
thing
the passion
here, and
over
it's
his game, and you're raking
Which
him
game
over his
is it?
holes.
I'm not raking him.
Tales of Kenzera.
Oh.
Metroidvania, 10% discount if you pre-order.
Now with peace and I'm just kidding. Continue.
Maybe I'll have something to say about this title.
Pokemon.
Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist.
I don't know anything about the game other than its title. And with peace and love, I'd say I'd like to know more about the game.
Do you not know Ender Lilies?
It is a sequel. It is the sequel to the award-winning Metroidvania Ender Lilies, Quietest of the
Cool.
Nights.
I've heard the name. I don't
You've
recall.
played
the game.
it, right?
I haven't played it. It's on my
Oh,
list
you
of
always
things
wanted to
play.
play
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I really want to play it because I've heard great things. I love the art style. It looks amazing.
Oh no, wait, but what's
Yep.
what's the bad guys or enemies in this called?
Koopas, I think,
I
right?
haven't played it.
They kept saying it, and I was laughing so hard at what they were saying, and I don't remember what it was.
Enderman?
Doesn't say in this press release.
I know
so I can't
it
tell you.
was such like a big thing of the video, and they didn't even say it here.
Go look it up.
I'm going to.
Comes out on Switch this year. No date. Here's something I'm definitely excited about. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. No, it's not a remake. No, it's not a remaster. It's a brand new Super Monkey Ball game. What more could you want? Customize your character from over 300 options. Thank you, Sega. I don't give a crap. Roll out across more than 200 stages. Thank you, Sega. I do give a crap.
Hey.
Are
they gonna have Funky Kong?
No. They will have Baby and I and Gon and Mimi and others, I'm sure.
Poor Funky.
Launch past rivals with the new spin dash move. Play with friends in an all-new co-op adventure mode. I love it. I love it. And the first time in the series history, 16 players can tilt their way to victory online. We love it, people. June 25th, it's coming out. A brand new Super Monkey Ball with online play, with solo play, with over 200 stages. Love it. All about it.
Homunculi.
Oh, it's a
Do
word.
you know what
Yeah,
a
that's a
homunculus
thing.
is?
No, what is it?
Oh gosh. All right. Here,
Try-
you're getting into my wheelhouse here. All right. So back in the olden days, it was believed, like way olden days, it was believed that people inside of their own heads had a very small man called a homunculus. And he was responsible. He was like watching your life like a movie, and
Herman's
he was
head.
responsible
Like
for
that
everything
movie
you
Inside
did.
Out.
Yeah, a homunculus. It was like a real thing and a thing people
Okay.
believed. And
like Ratatouille. No,
Sort of.
no.
So yes. So we actually study that when we talk about like radical behaviorism, because one of the things that I won't. I'll stop. I'll stop there.
That's a good.
Homunculus.
Temptavision has a really good question, Mom Brain. Does my homunculus have a homunculus?
So that's
Where
a-
does it end?
That's a great question,
A
and I believe no.
homunculus.
And I think if I'm recalling correctly, that the homunculus was in sperm, like it came from your
Heyo.
sperm. Yeah.
And it was so small that I take it according to the legend, it was so small that they couldn't just after someone died cut open their head and find that it wasn't in there. I
That
guess.
I don't know. That I don't know.
Joe Shabadoo says, "Nice, Mom B activated." Yep, Twin
Yeah.
Peaks and homunculi.
Listen,
Yeah.
well, and behaviorists,
And
humanism,
cats.
BF Skinner, cats. Yeah, if you want to talk,
B.F. Skinner, P.F. Chang. She loves all the initials.
you want to really like Israel Gold-Diamond, fantastic. If you haven't read
That
any
is
of Israel Gold-Diamond's work,
really good, Joe Shabadoo.
fantastic.
Donald Tremunculus. That's funny. Thanks, Mom Brain. Speaking
Well,
of
thank you for clearing that
monstrous
up.
creatures, we
Is
also
it
found-
okay if I still laugh at the name?
Oh, yeah.
Because when they kept saying it
Even
over and
more
over and
so.
over
So
again.
last year I taught one of my students about like the homunculus, and then he would like do stuff that like he knew he shouldn't have done, and,
And he would
be,
blame
he'd
the
go,
homunculus.
"It was my homunculus," and I'd be
That's
like,
amazing.
you little, yep.
That's why they came up with
Yep.
homunculus. So they
Um,
can't take responsibility.
We also found out that the original Monster Hunter Stories is coming to the Switch. That's the 3DS game, jumping over to the Switch. Enhanced version of that one.
Enhance.
Featuring HD visuals, new voiceovers, the museum mode filled with art and music from the game, and additional content that was previously only available in Japan. That comes out on Switch this summer. Here's a game. If you have not played this game on a 3DS, you're missing one of the best 3DS games
Which
ever.
game?
And Nicky Hill, this is something you bazillion percent. Oh, I'm sorry. You 100% need to add to your collection.
Brazilian %. What's that?
Which game?
I'm going to tell you as soon as I'm.
Followed wrong.
I'm sorry, remembering.
Pocket Card Jockey Ride On. The hit solitaire horse racing game is galloping its way to Switch. It is so good. It's made by Game Freak. The Pokemon people, this has nothing to do with Pokemon though. It combines how well you do in solitaire with the world of horse racing. I can't explain it. It is unbelievably addictive.
I've been playing Pocket Pool for a long time, so might as well try Pocket
That's
Card
addictive.
Jockey.
If you're still not sold on the idea, there's a free demo as well. So, but I really cannot sing the praises of this game enough. It is so.
We talking Suica
good.
prices? What are we talking here?
I don't know. That's a great question. Let's find that out.
Because I mean, if
together.
it's $3, I'll buy it.
It's not $3, I know that, but it's not more than 20.
$1.99.
It's not going to be more than 20.
This might be hard for me because I go backwards in solitaire.
Play
a
the
lot.
demo. That's why the demo's there.
Well, Pocket Pool's hard for you too.
Pocket Card Jockey. Pocket Card Jockey. Ride On. $15. There you go.
Okay, all right,
More
okay.
than worth that price. You could play that game like solitaire forever. It's really good. And just try the demo. Just try it. Really, it is honestly one of the best games on the
T the D,
3DS.
people.
T the D. If you bought Shin Megami Tensei 5, sorry, you should have waited because Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance was announced. It's coming out on Switch June 21st. The first game gives you 80 hours worth of content. This enhanced version of that game gives you a whole new storyline to enjoy for another 80 hours worth of gameplay. So a whole bunch of changes and stuff. The original game is there. The new path is there. 160 hours plus worth of game here. June 21st, it comes to the Switch. A Ranger, a role puzzling adventure. This looks really cool. This is a new announcement. Follow Gemma, a small town misfit on a journey of self-discovery in this puzzle-packed adventure game. When Gemma moves, the world around her moves too, creating both a playful sense of chaos and a regular stream of small, thoughtful puzzles for you to solve. Comes out this summer. Unicorn Overlord, which is a game we've known about for a long time. It's coming to the Switch on March 8th. We already knew that.
Ranger, yeah, that was that piqued my interest, but also looked like it looks easy kind of, but I also know it's gonna get really hard and like complex, and it's gonna be a
I would say
struggle.
that's how every game works. Yes, they start out easy to lull you in. And
Gee,
then it
thanks
gets
for the
harder.
lesson, Professor.
Do you know a game that gets hard at first and then goes easy?
But like it's just gonna get really crazy.
Well, you don't know that. We don't know. I'm sure we'll get more challenging, but maybe not so crazy. But anyway, Unicorn Overlord, again, March 8th. We saw more of it. There's a free demo available right now. Vanillaware has said that it is their biggest game to date. So they put a lot of work into this, baby. Try out the demo right now. And the impressions of the game so far are excellent. Gundam Breaker 4. If you're a Gundam fan, there's a new Gundam coming. 250 base kits to personalize your own gunpla, which blah, blah, blah. Collect, pose, and display your creations in diorama mode. But you fight as well. It's not just collect the things and put them on display. Defeat your enemies, acquire their parts, and equip new abilities. Fantasy Life I got its release date, a game we've known about for a while, but now we know it's launching October 10th, so you got a while to wait for that. Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream was announced for this Switch. It is.
I've never heard of this game, Sword Art.
It's a whole franchise. It's been around for decades.
I know. There's like they brought it up and it was like the new game in this franchise, and
There's-
I'm like, this is a franchise.
Yeah,
It's just
there's multiple games. There's
people-
an anime. There's manga. There's a whole bunch.
drawing swords.
Now you and I,
Draw your sword.
that's pretty great. That's pretty great.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you and I, we obviously don't work in video games. We don't know all that much.
We're
So-
not AI.
but we know, like, you think we'd know enough, right? Like, we've been in the game long
Yeah.
enough where we'd hear of something like this,
Right.
But maybe it's just we're not paying attention if we do hear it throughout the years or something, because it is. I mean, honestly, probably forget the name of it after the podcast, but like, yeah, how do I not know about these things? And it's like it's been around forever,
And
buddy.
It's been around. I
And it's
just
like-
checked. It's been around for over 20 years.
And it's like a big release.
Yeah, this is a big
It's
one.
been out longer
definitely.
than I've been alive.
Yeah, like I said, anime, manga, games, toys, a whole bunch. Yeah, it's very, very popular. This is the latest coming to the Switch. Features solo play and online co-op if you would like. And you
Yeah.
can participate in 20-player raids as well. Comes out this year, no specific date. Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition. If you follow GoNintendo, we've been telling you this game is coming to Switch for probably 4 years now. It finally got a release date, March 15th. And that is a game that was award-winning on other platforms. Hopefully the Switch version is up to snuff.
D.
We'll find out together. Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley, another game we already know about. Now, here you go. Here's again. Like, Snufkin is a franchise that's been around for a long time. It exists as, like, childhood stories.
That's like the woolly mammoth thing from Sesame Street.
Bonjour. No,
It's like
Uh,
that tobacco you stick in your nose. Or
that's
something.
it. Yeah, it's like a very popular Icelandic series of characters. Yes,
Jeez,
yes.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
there you go.
They're
Uh,
cute. You'll if you see them, you'll know them.
Comes to Switch March 7th. Oh my God, Mom Brain, are you ready? Are you ready, Mom Brain?
I think so.
Coming out April 26th. Demon Slayer Sweep the
Ooh,
Board.
baby.
Published and developed by Sega. Experience the world of Demon Slayer through a board game. Select a familiar character like
Tanjiro,
sure and
Nezuko,
yes, one more.
Inaho.
Demon.
I don't know. Yes.
Inosuke.
Nice.
Inosuke. Inosuke.
Inosuke.
I was
Oh, it's
trying to-
close
I was trying to get you
don't
there.
know.
Um,
Inosuke?
journey around
Inosuke?
boards that feature iconic
And
landmarks from the
serpent
anime.
guy.
Each board has a daytime and nighttime period, and you know what happens at night.
The demons.
The demons come out.
Demon.
Play a variety of events and minigames during the day to prepare for the night. Then once sun sets, the hunt for demons begins. Comes out April 26th. Will I be getting this? Hell yeah. Will I be reviewing it? Hell yeah. Very excited.
Here's a question. How old is Tanjiro?
Am I a demon? How old in the show is Tanjiro? It's a great question. I'm going to say 15, 16,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I have to look that up.
I
I
mean,
honestly
that's like
don't
a lot
know.
of responsibility for a little guy.
Well, his whole family's dead. What's he
Right.
going to do? He could curl up in the fetal position, or he
That's
could
what I would do.
fight for his demon sister and all of humanity. How old is Tanjiro? Tanjiro is 16. There you go, boy. Pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Jerry.
He can be a looker when he's a big boy.
Jerry.
Even with that birthmark, let's call it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jeez.
You think anybody's gotten that tattoo?
The birthmark?
That'd be a pretty cool tattoo if you're a really big Demon Slayer fan, but that's dedication.
Remember when you told me
He's got like a big scar on his head. Well, he's right there. You can't see it. He's covered in blood. Never mind.
This? Oh, that's blood.
The right hand side is the scar, but you can't see it. He's got like a here you can see it here. It's got like a big
it's like a
like
Oh, like a Gorbachev
port
head.
wine stain. Yes, somebody was saying something. I'm
Oh,
so
no.
sorry.
never mind.
Oh, okay. And then I was saving this because for our retro fans, for our legacy platform gamers, we got the surprise of not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 classic games from Rare. The beat is Rare. If you like Rare games and you like classic platforms, then you can enjoy Snake Rattle and Roll on the NES, RC Pro-Am on the NES, a game I think we can all say here at the table we all either played it, owned it, or knew somebody that owned it.
Oh yeah, owned it. I remember
What's
it
that?
was
RC Pro.
It was the second game for NES I ever got. My grandmother bought it on my birthday as a birthday present. I remember it very, very clearly.
We also got Battletoads in Battle Maniacs, Killer Instinct, the Super Nintendo version, and Blast Core on the N64. Not a bad game in that bunch. Blast Core, I really, really remember well, but I can't lie. I'm very tempted to dip back into it because it's just crashing into things and blowing them up. And it was a ton of fun with a great soundtrack. I really liked that game. So there you go. If you're a Switch Online member, you get 4 of those 5 games. If you're a Switch Online expansion pack member, you get the 5th game, which is Blast Core. But that was your partner showcase. Yes.
So the whole thing about Microsoft bringing games to other systems
was true.
And then, but like once they had that announcement of the Rare games, it like all came together for me in my brain where I was like, oh man, like now this just opens the door for them to release a bunch of other things.
Well, Rare's already put stuff out. It's not like they haven't done. We just got Jet Force Gemini and GoldenEye. It's not like they haven't put things out already.
Right. Yeah, never mind.
But yes, it was nice to have a pack of 5 Rare games. But this isn't a top story, but I'll parlay into it since you brought up. I want to say big thanks to Riley Little. He's the social media marketing guy for Walmart in Canada.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
And he reached out to me personally. He's a big fan of gaming and he's a big fan of wrestling. So we have a lot in common. We talk. But he reached out to me directly on Twitter or X in a private message. And he was like, hey, check this out. You think this is something? I think this is something. I was like, I think this is something too. In the reveal trailer for the Rare games that are on Switch Online, there's like 1 or 2 seconds. So they show like the games out flying around in outer space. They appear in the constellation. But in the background, you can see stars that are outlining what look like boxes for other games.
Yeah.
And there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
But they don't show what the games are. And those silhouettes are only there for like a second and a half, maybe. And I was like, holy crap, that's definitely something. So we believe they're teasing more Rare retro releases.
And it's definitely not the 4 that they announced.
It is not. No, because they announced 5.
Yeah, but 4 before the...
No, because they also don't fly out of those silhouettes, and those silhouettes appear later after the games are already all there on the
What
screen.
about
So
like Banjo-Kazooie?
that is available on Switch right now. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, it's already there, so that wouldn't be one of them.
That is correct. He didn't know it was there, is what
Oh,
we're
I
getting
see.
at. You got stuff from Rare that isn't there, like Battletoads and Double Dragon. That would be a dream come true.
Conquer is there.
Conquer is not there.
Oh.
Conquer could be one of them. Killer Instinct on the N64. That's another one.
Viva Pinata.
Killer Instinct Gold. That would be. Viva Pinata would not be a Switch Online release because that's a system. They don't do DS, so you can't do that one. But there's plenty of games in Rare's history. What did they do? What was it? Pictionary or the other one?
Winners or draw?
Board game on the NES. No, it's like I think it was Pictionary. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's plenty of games in Rare's history that it could be. We'll find out, my friends. But it certainly seems like that's what was hinted at there. More. Hey, look at that, Ice Dilbert. You got a nice Tanjiro figurine. I have one too. I built one of those models that they sold. They sold it at Target, honestly. Yes, Banjo-Tooie is not on the Switch Online. That could come over. Is Diddy Kong Racing there? I don't think so. That's another.
There's a huge list of games that Rare's worked on. Yeah. I don't know if Microsoft has the rights to all of those games because they
own Rare, so they own most of them.
But there's like, they were licensed
yeah.
or
Rare did like WWF games.
So Marble Madness, Anticipation.
That's
we're losing the poster. Wheel of Fortune, WWF WrestleMania. California Games.
Man, I didn't even know they did that.
Neither did I. Jordan versus Bird, or as I call
there
it,
you go.
Larry versus Bird.
Yeah, that's him at his therapist, the internal struggle.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Wizards and Warriors.
That's what I would like.
Double Dare. Double Dare.
Yeah,
Quadruple Dare?
Rare's got a whole bunch of stuff. Perfect Dark. Yep, there's another great example.
Time Lord.
Dark.
So that's your Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. A pretty damn good one, I would say. Sticer says, honestly, with expectations in check, this was a solid partner showcase. Lots of things in there I'm excited to try out, especially Penny's Big Breakaway. Well, yeah, you can try it right now because the whole game's available. So that was your partner showcase. I'd say one of the better partner showcases we've seen. You know what? We're going to skip this just because we can do other partner stuff.
Grabbed by the ghoulies.
That was Xbox stuff.
Yeah, Microsoft.
Yes. No, it's going to be Switch Online, no, because they only release things that were on past Nintendo platforms. Grabbed by the Ghoulies was originally in development for the GameCube, but then Microsoft bought Rare and they put it out on the Xbox. And guess what? Nobody bought it.
Ghoulies!
Xbox fans don't care. But one person bought it.
You did.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't their best work, but it was good.
I feel like I remember playing it in Wildwood.
What did they get over in Japan when it came to Switch Online stuff? Well, that's where people got upset. As always, with any Nintendo Direct, there are things shown in Japan that aren't shown for the rest of the world because they're only going to Japan, and that's what happened this time. And one of those games was Mother 3.
So they brought it in Japan and they're not bringing it here.
That is correct.
Man, what?
Because
they
again,
hate
it
us?
is not translated. It's only in Japanese, so they brought it out over there.
I wonder if they have anybody that speaks Japanese and English over at Nintendo. Do you think they have somebody who speaks that? Who
They
could maybe
do.
translate the game for
Well,
us?
again, we've been down this road so many times. You could not, in any way, shape, or form, directly translate Mother 3 and release it here. There would be
we would burn
a
Nintendo
shovel
down.
storm, the likes of which Nintendo has never seen. There is stuff in Mother 3 that would not fly back when the game originally came out, and 100% would not fly now. Like,
Does it fly with you? You played it.
it flies with me because I'm playing it from the perspective of Japanese sensibilities. You know, like our humor is different from their humor. Our, all of it's different. Our culture is different from their culture. The things that are in that game are not meant to be shown or seen in a derogatory way. They're seen differently over there. Over here, 100% would be seen derogatory. Like specifically one whole group of people. It would not fly.
But it's not meant to be derogatory.
Not in Japan, no.
I mean, they could put it out here and be like, it's not meant to be derogatory here.
Yeah, but you can't with this. Like, it would not fly at all. At all. No way at all. I couldn't even. That's why Nintendo didn't release it back then because of that stuff, I'm sure. They never said. But come on, it's obvious. Nowadays, no. This isn't the type of thing where you could just put a disclaimer and be like, times were different, like they did with Tomb Raider or something like that.
Like Disney Plus does with every single one of their old cartoons. I mean, give us the game, Nintendo. Let me figure out whether I'm offended by it.
Yeah, but Nintendo does not want to court that kind of controversy in any way, shape, or form at all, especially nowadays. Like, the amount of controversy and pushback they would get would far surpass and outweigh the amount of people that would actually buy the game. No question. Like the anger, like look at what happened to me this week. Like the anger that Nintendo would get for just releasing this with what's in the game would reach so much further than anything else that would benefit them putting the game out. So the question is, do you remake the game and take that stuff out? I don't know how you do that because that fundamentally changes, I would argue, one of the biggest parts of the game. So I don't know. I don't know. And they probably have to. They would have to talk to eToy and be like, would you want to work with us on this and localize it? And we're going to need you to rewrite a whole bunch of stuff. So probably they're like, it's not worth it. In Japan, it's
I
okay.
don't think I'd
What's that?
want it if they changed it. I mean, what's the point of
That's
playing
the
it?
other thing.
I mean,
that
why am I
Nintendo
even
could
playing
be
it then?
thinking that too. They
Just
could be
give
like,
us a new Earthbound if you're gonna make changes and make a new thing, make a new game. Then, like,
that's.
but
I
I don't
agree.
want to play some bastardized version of the game. I'd rather not even play it.
I
So
li-
don't give it to us. Thanks, Nintendo. You did me a favor.
I was gonna say I like how this started out with you being angry that they won't do it. Now you're getting angry at them potentially doing it and remaking it.
It's just annoying. It feels like an insult, but you know what? Fine. You know better than I do that it's we're too sensitive over here. I'm not sensitive. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
I don't think you would be offended by what's in it, and I'm not saying that as a mark
obviously
against you or anything, but Nintendo knows the fan translation is out there and has done literally nothing to stop it. So Nintendo's cool with you going to play the fan translation if you want.
Well, yeah, I guess that's that's
Go
nice,
right ahead.
nice of them, I guess.
you
I would
could-
never do that, but that's nice.
You could buy a reproduction cartridge on Etsy. They're all over the place. You could spend like probably $30 and have the full game in English, play it on the GBA or whatever.
Well, there's ways to play it then. So I
There are
ways to play it.
retract my anger. It's just a
And then you
game,
can just
and I
sit there
wouldn't
with,
want anyone to be offended. I wouldn't want anyone hurt. So.
sit there with Google
over a game.
Translate the whole time and just read out your. No, you
You
have to do a screen grab. I don't know.
It's on a much different level.
Can't read it.
But think about,
If you
like,
read it, then you wouldn't need to translate.
In Europe, they're much more sensitive about violence on TV, where we aren't, and here we're much more sensitive about nudity. Where they aren't. And in Japan, it's a completely different thing altogether.
Different cultures. I understand. I was just being a baby. I take back all the anger.
It's a very sensitive subject. I'm going to say again, like if I'm just looking at it from my perspective. Hi, Spaniel. Good to see you. It's not meant to be offensive, but someone could very easily be offended, and I would get it. It's just a cultural difference. And I'm not saying that makes it excusable or good or bad. It's just literally that, a cultural difference. There's a whole bunch of things in there. I don't know what to say. There's a whole bunch of things in there. So think about like Earthbound as we know it, Mother 2. Like there's a reference to one of the characters being gay, and it had to be like slipped in slyly at the end, and that would have caused. It was enough for some fans to pick up on, but that couldn't be talked about openly at the time because Nintendo would have never done it. It would cause a big backlash, blah, 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 blah. And then with Mother 3, it's just it's a completely different ballgame. So, but yes, if you want to play it, you can, and you don't have to worry about Nintendo coming after you. Nintendo fans know that Nintendo knows this fan translation is out, and they know, and they've done nothing, literally nothing to stop it. So.
And in any other circumstance, they would have stopped it. So they know, look, we're not putting this game out because we can't. So,
and to another degree, they may not have even done anything because they don't even want to touch it at all. Like they're like, we don't want to be seen as stopping this because then people are going to be like, why are you stopping it? And then look into the game and be like, what kind of game is this? So,
Solid Master Link is messaging me in Discord. He's asking me about emulations. I don't emulate. I don't know how to do it. I don't care to look into it. I appreciate this suggestion, but it's not really my thing.
He's
I'm
not
a little
asking
too
you
old and
just
stupid
about
for that.
emulation. He's asking about GBA DS, the Analog Pocket, or a device you could emulate, because you could just get a physical GBA cartridge of Mother 3 with the English translation and play it.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't have to get a
you don't got to get
Super
anything.
Nintendo.
No, it wasn't on Super Nintendo.
What was it on?
It was on
GBA.
the GBA only. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I said, if you go to Etsy right now and type in Mother 3, you'll have a bazillion cartridges, a whole bunch of cartridges with an English fan translation. And that's it. All done for you.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, that's cool.
Thanks
for the advice.
He does have ways to play it. And like I said, Nintendo's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I take back all my anger. I could play it. It seems like I can play it no problem. So I'm cool with it. Now I'm not
it on
gonna
a computer
play it,
through an emulator, so
because that's how I am.
Tandona says, I want to believe a localization is still possible someday, somehow. If mere fan support were enough, we would have crossed that point long ago. Yeah. Very touchy situation. If there's ever an impossibility with Nintendo, I would say there's no impossibilities with Nintendo, but if you're going to get close to one,
So
it would be this.
Now this is, I guess it just doesn't matter because even if it was slipped into the Nintendo shop or whatever we got the online thing, people would still see it and get freaked out about it. People who didn't even know the game existed, they would hear about the content and they would freak now, even though the game's like 30 years old and it's like an old game.
I have
Like,
never
it's-
been more sure of anything in my entire life.
I mean,
Without
it's just
a
such
doubt, the
rudimentary old
backlash,
game. Like, why
the
do we?
controversy, the pushback would be astronomical. Nintendo has never seen anything to the degree that they would get from this game.
That's crazy. I mean, it
Hands
makes me
down.
want to play it more.
I'll tell you more after the show about what it's about and what they would get pushback for. But yeah, back then, definitely would have happened. Now,
Even more so.
multitudes more.
Wow.
Moving on. Metroid Prime 4. What's going on with that game? We don't know. Nintendo doesn't talk about it other than putting it on
It's
their
too
calendar
offensive to get released.
of their releases, saying still got no release date, but it's coming. Well, Mr. Grubb has an update on Metroid Prime 4. Grubb over at Giant Bomb was talking about it, and he's like, I had this thing to say about Metroid Prime 4, but I didn't. But now I have another thing. And since I have this other thing, I'll talk about Metroid Prime 4. He says one of his inside sources was like, hey, Epic Mickey's getting remade. And he's like, oh, okay. I'll keep that quiet. That same guy was like, hey, Metroid Prime 4 is coming out on the Switch in 2024. He's like, all right, I don't know if I believe that. But now Epic Mickey was announced for the Switch. And he's like, you know, guys, here's the deal. I got this insider. He told me two things. Metroid Prime 4 is planned for release on Switch in 2024. And Epic Mickey's coming out. He said, now that Epic Mickey is getting a remake and that was confirmed, I'll tell you the Metroid part. So there you go. The guy was right about Epic Mickey. Is he going to be right about Metroid Prime 4? I don't know. Would be lovely to see it. We all want to play that game. Game Freak says, I wonder if this info came before or after the supposed delay of the Switch successor to Q1 2025. Now that I don't know. That's a good question that I cannot answer for you. North America, what do we got for you? Let me tell you. Thank you. We got Pentiment, Penny's Big Breakaway, Bandle Tale, a League of Legends story. All the Switch Online stuff that I already said. The Splatoon 3 expansion pass Wave 2 side order. 502's Arcade, Adam Wolf, Airy Stone Age, Alwa's Legacy and Alwa's Awakening, 2 games in 1. Apex Heroines, Arcade Archives Master of Weapon, Courage's Reasoning Nori 5 Chewed Rice Falls. I don't need to explain that anymore. Dead End City,
Bevo would hate that.
Dino Rice, Dinosaur Ride Ranch, Duck Quack Shoot, Hide Glide, the original PC 8801 version, Geometric Sniper Z, Geometry Survivor, Glay Lancer, and Nyog Classic Shmups Pack, Hike Adventures, I Love Finding Fur Babies Collector's Edition, Inculinati, King's Odyssey Dwarves Tale, and King's Odyssey Rise of the Necromancer. Lake, the game that's a cozy game about being a mail delivery person on a nice lakeside town. Last for Survive, The Outbreak, Legendary Tales, Stories. Line Color World, Lion Simulator Survival RPG Animal Battle. Lo-Fi Haiku, Coffee and Chill. Lunaria, Virtualized Moonchild. Magic City Detective Secret Desire. Make It Taiyaki, Maze of Realities Reflection of Light Collector's Edition. Memble, Pixel Cross Story of Seasons. Pocket Fishing. Promenade. Quadroids.
My dad's got quadroids.
Sandstorm Strike Force, not related to Darude. Shirin the Wanderer, the mystery dungeon of Serpent Coil Island. Cannot wait to play that game. I love me some Shirin.
Is that that game developer? Oh no, that's Shinin is the game developer.
Different company. Yep, not
Shin
related.
Megami Tensei.
Shooting Blocks. Slime Boo.
You're my slime boo.
Spearmaster.
Small Slime Boo.
Squirrel Stapler. Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered. Sympathy Kiss. The Bike Moto Ride Simulator.
I could use a sympathy kiss.
The Jump Guys. The World According to Girl Tippy Pads. Toy Rider. Truck Sim 2024. Unlife. Wira and Tuxa against the Master of Gravity. Wood Turning 3D. And finally, Yohane the Perhelion. Namazu in the Mirage.
Words.
It's a deck builder, I know that. The Shave says, woo, blast cores, time to get moving. I get that joke because that's what that announcer
So-
says all the time. Time to get moving.
Woo, woo. So there was the wood turning and then a deck building game. That's crazy.
Card deck.
Oh
But
yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, are they?
Josh, could you do the honors, please?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh. Actual poster on GoNintendo. Owner and operator.
Oh, that's right.
AI.
The AI behind it all.
Europe. Just want you to know there's some games that were coming out this week. February 22nd, the week of February 22nd, this year of our Lord, 2024. These are the games. 502's Arcade. Adam Wolf. Airy Stone Age. Apex Heroines. Art of Glide.
Oh, I made a mistake.
What was the mistake?
You'll see it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. A Time Traveler's Guide to Past Delicacies. Balatro. Bandletale.
Oh, you skipped it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Balatro has sold over 250,000 copies in just 72 hours.
Wow, it did so
It's
well.
a-
We put it on here twice.
It's a poker card game that breaks all the rules. Apparently, it's very interesting.
Poker card game. I hardly know her. Card game.
But it doesn't break as many rules as Mother 3, apparently. Sorry. We're not talking about that. anymore.
Bandletale. A League
I
of
like how
Legends
you
story.
keep bringing it up, and then you're like, "We're not talking about it."
Bucket Crusher, Cyber Taxi Simulator, DIY Makeup. I believe the DIY stands for Do It Yourself.
That's correct. That's right.
Drift Master Simulator 2024 Driving Sim. Duck Quack Shoot. Oh, that's a typo as well, perhaps. Edge of Reality. The Egg Console Hidlide?
Highlight.
The PC 8801 version, or whatever you said
That's
before.
you're right.
Escape First Alchemist. Fit My Cat. Froggy, a retro platformer. Geometric Sniper Z.
Mm.
Geometry Survivor. A lot of, for all you math fans out there, boy, we've got the games coming for you this week.
For all you math fan.
Hopping Bunny. Yeah, you guys have said this a few times. I have a hard time with letters. Inculinati. Is that a squid game? Is this?
No, we had a
This
big
is
talk
the-
about
this.
this.
is the medieval drawing
Right.
game.
Little Red Riding Hood, Wonder Animals, Lunaria, Make It Teriyaki. What did you say before? Tiaki? This one says teriyaki. I'm going with it. Metro Simulator 2, Penny's Big Breakaway. That was that shadow drop or just surprise release? What was that?
Not a shadow drop because we knew about the game. Surprise release.
But from the makers of Sonic Mania.
That's correct.
Pentiment. Oh, both games came out this week. I think you said that several times. Pocket Card Jockey, Ride On. I've heard a lot of great things
I've
about
heard
that
that
game.
somewhere before.
Promenade. Quamp 2.
Quamp.
Quad
This beat is for the street.
Yeah, baby.
Quadroids.
That's an EJ, hip hop EJ.
Scream and Steel, spelled Steel. Seaport Tycoon, Year of Our Lord 2024. Squirrel Stapler. Not yet.
Don't know anything about it.
Be kind to our tiny, furry animal friends. Tenderfoot Tactics. Tippy Pads. We don't get the full name. We just get the subtitle on that one. Towers Watch. Toy Rider. Trom.
You ever see that Disney movie Trom?
Yohane the Parhelion. Numazu in the Mirage. trying to get it out there.
DD
Yeah.
Mega Doo-Doo.
Did I say it right?
It's Johanne.
Johanne. God.
Johanne.
Johanne, the
Johanne is the
Parhelion.
person's name. The Parhelion. I have no idea what a Parhelion is.
Numazu in the Mirage. Your Majesty. And Z War Apocalypse Shooter. Those are your games.
Any comments
There's a
there,
comment.
Nicky?
We have a comment from Steister. And I don't know what Steister says.
German.
Was Compt Raus, Nicky?
What's coming out?
What's
Nicky?
coming out, Nicky, in
See, you speak German.
German?
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
You may have heard, even on this podcast or read on GoNintendo, rumors of Hi-Fi Rush coming to the Switch. Microsoft has announced their Switch games, Pentiment and Grounded. No Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was announced for PS5 this week. What's the deal? All the insiders were saying it was coming. We even saw stuff leaked from inside the game that was data mined. That certainly make it look like it was coming to the Switch. Well, perhaps we jumped the gun a little bit. Because now insiders, including Eurogamer, are saying, you know what? Our FUPA. We think it's coming to Switch's successor. That would certainly make more sense because it would be easier for the game to run on that system. People were wondering how this game could run on Switch. Not impossible, but it would certainly be a technical challenge. The rumor is now, whoops, not Switch, but the Switch's successor. So that's really all we got for you. The evidence was there. It certainly seemed like it was coming, but maybe it's the Switch's successor. Joe Shabadoo says, well, obviously, to put it out on Switch, they'd have to call it Lo-Fi Rush. Heyo!
Dang.
They wrote the heyo. So yeah, time will tell. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Do you have played Earthbound?
I have.
Mom Brain, you've played Earthbound.
I sure have.
And I have played Earthbound as well. The franchise is called Mother in Japan.
Hey, what about me?
You haven't played it.
You're right.
The franchise
You
is called
should.
Mother in Japan.
He watched some.
And people have wondered, why is it called Mother? There's been little tidbits about why it's called Mother, and there's things that happen in the game that you're like, okay, I get how Mother ties into this. Well,
Well, it has to do with aliens, right?
that's one thing.
And Harvey Firestein in the movie Independence Day.
Oh, I
has
gotta
to-
call my
has to
mother.
call his mother.
yes. Except the first Mother came out before that movie, so time
They were
paradox.
hinting, you know.
David, why did I send my mother to Atlanta?
Shigesato Itoi is the creator of the Mother franchise, and he has just now, this week, given a lot of insight into why it is called Mother. And this translation comes from Stagecraft Beast on X. Thank you to Stagecraft Beast for this translation. I'm going to read you the whole thing.
Oh, it's a
Itoi
long-
says, yesterday afternoon, I received another interview about Mother 3 that was streamed. There, she told me something that she had noticed recently. Why is this game called Mother? I've probably explained it many times, and everyone thinks they already know, so I don't ask questions. However, now I thought it was strange. I guess there really was little reason to title it Mother. As someone who is now 75 years old, yes, that's how old the creator of Mother is, my thoughts are very simple. Maybe I wanted to say Mother. I guess he wanted to say mom out loud to the world. During yesterday's interview, I wasn't able to say
Is this
such
like
raw
Mr.
things
T?
out loud. You're going to want to not make statements like that. But it's probably something like this. Ever since I was a child, I feel like I've forbidden myself from thinking or talking about mother. My parents divorced before I could even think of anything. So I had to live my life thinking my mother was gone. What I hated the most was having people pity me for my situation. It was painful to hear people call me poor. I thought that I was okay about not having a mother and not having a relationship with her, and I was fine. Although I have been doing this for decades, my lack of a real sense of my mother was probably due to some kind of unreasonable force being forced on my heart. I think I found an opportunity to say the forbidden word mother out loud. Well, this is just my own imagination of how I feel. Actually, there was someone who had done something similar before, and that person was John Lennon. As loud as he could, he was screaming mother. I was so shaken when I heard that scream. As time passes, you will be able to think about many different things, and you will never know what you are thinking. So he's like, this mother game was therapeutic for me, and it meant one thing at the time, and now it means even more than that. But yeah, it's about him being a little kid and his parents divorcing, and it really riled him up. And think about Earthbound. The mom is there. The dad's only on the phone. You never get to see him, and he's just dropping off money. The mother. It ties into Earthbound in so many different ways. But now you get a little insight. Sadly, it comes from eToy's childhood trauma. So it's nice to have the information, but a sad story. Oh my God, Josh. Josh, do you hear it? Josh, do you hear it?
Hey, be
Circana?
quiet. I think I hear something. NPD, 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 NPD.
Circana.
Is that what I sound like?
It is, my friend. We got the January 2024, or I'm sorry, February 2024. Oh no, I did it wrong. Everything is wrong here. This shows how out of whack I am. Look at this. February 2023 in the title. That's embarrassing.
An AI wouldn't have made
Roll.
that.
That's
mistake.
right. That's right.
Unless it needs an update.
This is January 2024.
Hold on, we're gonna have
numbers.
to turn off raw meat and turn it back on again.
That's
You have to
embarrassing.
restart. Give him a hard reset.
January 2024's top software sales. I'll go in and fix this afterwards. I won't make you guys guess. We'll start with 20 and work our way up. God of War Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Minecraft, Gran Turismo 7, Mortal Kombat 1, E-Ring Elden R, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, debuted at number 13. Bum, 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 bum,
Is that
Oh, that's
bad?
not good.
Debuting at 13? No, that's not good.
Are
Jesus.
there? There's a lot of.
100,000 physical, maybe? It's a guess. I think it's lower than that. It's probably like 80,000.
Pathetic.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Now remember,
They don't do the digital, baby.
they don't do digital reporting on this. That is correct. Spider-Man kicks off your top 10. The Last of Us Part 2, EA Sports FC 24, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
I'm sorry. How do we know if that's The Last of Us Part 2 remastered or not? Would it be called remastered?
This is the world we've created for ourselves.
exactly. That's
dude.
why I'm not trying to upset you, but I
It's gotta
wanted
be
to
the-
point
it's
that
gotta be
out.
the newest one. yeah.
What's the deal with Sony like refunding people for the remake or something? Is that a true
It's
thing?
news to me. I haven't heard anything.
It was probably clickbait. That's
You're-
why they
you
said
might
Sounds
be
like it.
thinking of Helldivers.
No, it was. I think it said Last of Us 2 remake.
In all my travels across the internet for news, I have not seen any of
People
that.
were complaining and being like,
Hmm.
"Oh, it's probably clickbait." And when I see things that I think are clickbait, I don't click them. So all
You
I
just
have
believe them.
is the title.
Yeah,
I
I don't
just
know.
believe it.
But I
Yeah.
do know that if you have a PS5 and you have the game on PS4, it's only $10 to get
Oh, maybe that's
the
why.
upgraded version.
Maybe.
But I don't know why that would upset people. It seems like they would be.
No, I, mean,
I guess
don't know.
because they
'Cause
wanted a
is
free
it possible that
update?
people were paying full price?
Did
and
it
then
say
they were
people
like-
were upset in the title?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I think he just said people asking for returns, and it was inferred that they were upset, but they're not because they found out you could get it for $10. So it's my guess. Go to comicbook.com. That's probably where you read it. Hogwarts
Hate to be
Legacy
comicbook.com right now.
is number 6. Number 5 is Madden NFL 24. Number 4 is Persona 3. Number 3 is Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Number 2 is Tekken 8. And number 1, because all is right in the world, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Your number 1 system this month was the PS5. In both terms of hardware sold and dollars made. Switch was number 2 in terms of units sold, but number 3 in terms of dollars made. That makes sense. Xbox was number 3 in terms of units sold, but second in dollars made. So,
And it's only on the list because there's only 3. There's not a 4th
Yeah,
system.
right.
So
and if you're curious, this makes sense. Obviously, the number 1 game on Switch for the month was Super Mario Brothers Wonder. But there you
so
go.
what's the deal? Everyone was like, "Oh, Sony came out and said that they're not putting out any more games and that this is the end of the PS5's life. Better go buy one." Is that what people thought? Why are they?
No, PS5's just selling well. I mean,
Good for them.
that's it. Yes, Nicky?
I got one. Who am I to complain?
It's what you said.
There you go.
Sony has been automatically refunding Last of Us Part 2 remastered digital pre-orders for those who already own the PS4 version of the game.
Who wrote it?
Well, this is
Who wrote it?
I mean, this is just the top link from Game Rant, but
I know Game Rant. They're fine.
no, but
Oh.
this is like the top article that just actually explains it. The refund comes with a message where Sony explains.
I
the
ain't got no
$10
beef with Game Rant. We've
Okay,
shared them
yeah.
as a source before. They're all right in my book. Weird says disappointing numbers for Prince of Persia. I guess it will be showing up in the bargain bin soon. Yep, we did it, everybody. We did it. We put the remasters and remakes higher. We put Call of Duty at number 1, and we put the brand new game that's an excellent title at number 13. We did it.
But you know, on the bright side is like they said, you know, it'll probably come down in price. Maybe someone will buy it, but
And we'll never get another one
and
because
we'll
of
never
it.
get another one again.
Finally, our last story that is at the top. There's a Legend of
Finally.
Zelda auction for an original Legend of Zelda cartridge on the NES. Do you have a cartridge of Legend of Zelda on the NES? Is it boxed? Is it unopened? Is it graded? All that would make it worth a lot, but not as much as this one, because this is a first printing of Legend of Zelda on the NES. Extremely rare. Even more rare to be unboxed. Even more rare to be in such incredible quality. The guy who has this 22-year-old Kiro was going to sell it on eBay. He was looking for like $16,000, and people were messaging him right away and be like, I'll give you 30,000 cash. I'll give you 40,000 cash. So he yanked it, and he's like, something's going on
something's up.
here. So he got it appraised, figured out, graded, good to go. We don't know how much this one's going to get,
Where did he get it?
Yeah.
but
He's
we do
22?
know
Where
the
did he
last
get
one that
that?
sold that was like this sold for $870,000.
Unbelievable. Where did he find that?
I believe CNN has an interview with him. It might.
Probably like in his
it's
dad's
sold.
Basement.
I went to go
Right?
check where the auction is now, and it was sold. It wasn't sold when I posted this. Somebody paid the amount of money that guy wanted.
Oh, this doesn't say.
It says sold on February 23rd for sign up. You have to find
Oh.
out. So I ain't doing it.
What's funny is when you were like, you were telling the story and you were like, people were contacting him. And I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking this, because obviously no one's going to do this, but I was thinking, oh, they're contacting him to warn him that it's like worth way more than that.
Oh,
And
no,
like,
never.
nope, they're like, give it to
Trying
me.
to get it. Yeah. Man. So he knows low end estimates were at 700,000. This is sold. The auction was going on for another few days. This guy made, if somebody was like, I'll give you 500,000 cash right now, I'd be like, yeah, take it. Sure.
Man, do you
But
think
good
they're going
for
to
him.
open it and play it?
Oh my God.
Just like,
Like Logan
That'd be
Paul gets
amazing.
it and he
That would
does
be
that.
amazing.
like hurt
He goes to the guy and sells it to him, and he's like, thanks so much. And the guy opens it in front of him, and it's like, blows in it. You think it still works?
Oh my God.
Or gives it to like his little kid. You know, he's like, here you go.
Yeah.
With like a box of crayons.
Just opens it and breaks it.
I just automatically think like they're walking out of the building with it and like they fumble it into a puddle or something.
It goes into the drain.
But
and,
it's in
like,
a plastic
Pennywise
case.
grabs it.
right down the drain.
I got
like
your copy of Zelda right here.
King Broly says, feels a bit scummy, to be honest. I don't feel this one scummy. Such a rare version of a game. I get the scummy aspect of this argument, but in this instance, no, I'm gonna say I don't feel it's scummy.
What do you mean scummy? Like to sell it for 800,000?
Yeah.
No, but it's at an
And
auction.
like the whole like grading system and like collectors buying it from other collectors and passing it back and forth to raise the value, that kind of scummy.
Oh, I see.
But I don't think that's the case here.
I
But
mean,
who
Could
knows?
I
be
bought
20-something
Beautiful
year-old.
Joe 2 on the GameCube from eBay a
For
couple of weeks ago
$400,000.
for $40, and let me tell you, it wasn't graded.
Henshin a go-go.
Did it
baby.
work?
It
I hope
works.
I hope it works all the way through.
We'll find out.
but it looks ugly. Like the
'Cause I'll
disc
tell-
looks pretty ugly.
I'll tell
let me
you
Well,
that
you're
one
ugly.
time I bought Beyond Good and Evil from GameStop for like
Oh, no.
$10.
Did it not
and it
play
didn't
halfway
work.
through?
Hi,
And then I
TKO,
went
hi,
back and I was
SD.
like, this game doesn't work. I don't remember if you remember that story. And they're like, well, we can't take it
Hi,
back unless you
Outlaws.
have a receipt. And I'm like, I mean, I bought it like a couple of years ago. I just didn't get to play it yet. And they're like, yeah, but like we can't take it back. And
Hi,
I'm like,
Zikamuda.
I was
Oh,
like,
you bought it, and
and I was
then
like, it
waited
doesn't
a couple
work.
years and then that
I was like,
sucks.
it doesn't work. And they're like, well, we can't do anything about it. And I was like, I have a game I would like to trade in. And they're like, we'll give you this much for it. And I'm like, you are a jerk. I'm telling you, it does not work, but
And
you'll
he
take
took
the
it.
trade in. and then you'll
That's-
resell it to somebody else.
That's awful.
Yeah, that was when I stopped working with GameStop, but now, I give them my money.
I'm back into. I got something. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Goodbye,
That's all I do-
everybody. Oh, wait.
That's all we got, everybody, for news. Let's talk about what we played. Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
Penny and Flo. That's it.
Tell me all about it.
And Squeaky Game. The couple of units that I'm working on right now in
G units.
no, in my grad class have been pretty intensive. So I've not been able to play like too many games while I'm listening to my lectures because I've been having to take notes.
My trinkets.
And that's it.
Lectures
All
aren't as
right.
fun as trinkets.
Nicky Hill, what have you been playing?
Solitaire and a little bit more of another code.
How's it going?
So I played it handheld and it felt a little bit more natural for me. Like I was able to just look past any other things that I had an issue with. And I'll tell you what, I don't remember anything from the original game.
You are famous for saying you forget something as soon as you consume it. So
I mean, I would expect I remember something of it, but like I was walking around trying to find keys or something. I'm like, I don't know. This is an original game. I don't know. I don't remember. So still new to me, damn it.
it's like I've never played it before.
But yeah, that's about it.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, no, like, playing it handheld for some reason triggers something in my brain where I'm like, I don't expect as like the same amount of polish or something. Like it's still, some of it is still a little silly to me. But it is also an older game that's remade. It's not like a completely brand new game. Things would be handled differently probably now. But yeah, I mean, I don't have as much beef with it. And now I'm about to get a little busier with work, so gonna have to put it on a shelf.
Dude, what have you been playing?
Ooh, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Played some Fortnite. Really grinding in Fortnite. I'm pulling. It's like a job, but I'm doing really well. And I went back to that Rain Three Kingdoms. Is that what it's called? Rain Three Kingdoms. I think that's
some
what it's
combination
called.
of those words. That sounds close enough to me.
It's that game where you play as like an ancient Chinese secret.
Three Kingdoms.
Reigns
So you were
Three.
there.
So it's like it's not a card game, but like it's played with cards, and you just go left or right to answer all these like questions as the leader. I'm describing this terribly, but I don't know. I got back into it a little bit more, and I was doing pretty well with a couple of my characters. It's one of those games where, when one character dies, you take up as their like successor and you keep going through the story. So, I'm getting used to it. It's kind of fun. And I'm starting to understand what all the like the delineations are for like why you get your head cut off if you screw up and what it means to screw up and all that stuff. So enjoying that. But I played some we played some Helldivers with Lube, RMC.
It's true.
Lube
For
and I
democracy.
played some Helldivers.
Mom Brain is so all about the lore and everything based on her own. Like she's been talking it up a ton. I haven't
Cool.
said like
All right. You want to know the truth?
sure.
Yeah.
So I was on TikTok the other day and a girl comes up on TikTok and she's like, ask your boyfriends how Helldivers is going. And I'm like, I've never heard of
I saw
Helldivers
that
before,
TikTok
right?
too.
So I just like look over, I'm like, how's Helldivers going? And he's like, we need more recruits. So like all the women are like in the comment. I'm like, mine said we need recruits. And somebody else is like,
Nice.
mine said. So then it came up again and she's got this like list. She's like, all right, everybody, for your significant others, because there's a lot of women who are like, I'm playing Helldivers. So it's like, for your significant others who are playing Helldivers, here's what you need to know. Here's the symbol. Here's the sign you have to make.
Nice.
Here are some things you need to just say casually. The only good bug is a dead bug. And there were like a couple other things. So I've been trying to like throw them out every once in a while just
That's
to like,
awesome.
you know, keep up with things. You know, I'm if I was a more confident gamer, I would totally play with you guys. I just like
I
it's
got a computer. You can play on it with us.
it's not as fun for me because it's so much harder for me to like keep up. And like, it's not you guys. You're very patient and like no one's ever complained or made me feel unwelcome or anything like that. It's just me. Like, I know I would be having more fun if I could like hang better. And it's just a matter of like me practicing a little bit because it wouldn't take
Get
long.
good.
But like, you know, also you play at my bedtime. So, you know, maybe the summer. Maybe that's a goal for me for the summer.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need more people to play. It was just with just the
Run
three of us. Even,
Helldivers.
it was kind of challenging, but you know, once we got used to it, we were starting to have a lot of fun. We only played it the one night on Monday, so I'm kind of bummed because I want to keep playing more, but it just hasn't worked out with our schedules. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can see why people really got into it and really like it. So I think we're just scratching the surface, really.
TKO, it's Starship Troopers, the game, and that's what it is. Yeah, you're exactly right.
It's funny too. Yeah, it has that Starship Troopers like humor to it, where if you get the satire, then it's really, really funny. I kind of thought the training in the beginning was, you know, it was quick and fun and it was funny.
It very much leans into the joke
Yeah.
big time. So yeah, I think that's what you got to do. So
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it's cool. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. We're just scratching.
we
the
had our first
surface.
play session. We ironed out the kinks. We know what we're doing now, and yeah, now we can really like get into it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. And last but not least, I also have been continuing with with another code recollection. I am pretty far into the second game. I have no idea. I just beat the 4th chapter, so I'm on the 5th chapter in the second game. It's good. It's good. It's like it's dated, and the story
Hi, Guy Buns.
isn't anything like difficult to understand. It's like kind of like straightforward and very basic, and the dialogue's so basic, but like you like the characters, so I'm still enjoying it. But like it's so, I don't want to say, it's kind of rudimentary. Like it holds your hand through the whole thing pretty much. I'm just following it through for the story, really. Like the puzzles in the second game are even so far less than the first. There's like less puzzles so far, and the puzzles in the first one weren't even hard, so it's not like it's challenging. This one expands a lot as far as characters. There's like way more characters in this one. There's quite a lot to read about these characters and learn about them, and there's a pretty big area to explore. It takes place at like a campsite with a bunch of different buildings and a lake and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's different from the first game in those respects. I liked the more concentrated nature of the story of the first game better. This one's kind of like got a bigger scope, which I don't mind, but it's just not as engaging for me as Ashley's first go through was. This one's still good. I like Ashley a lot as a character. I really like Ashley. I think she's great.
Is it I mean, can I ask? Is it immediately after?
It takes place 2 years later, so she's 16.
Finally get to that university.
She didn't get to the university. I don't want to tell you anything about the story, but like, I could smack her father. I could just smack him. But I don't know. Either way, I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I got the game, and I'm glad I'm playing it and getting to experience it. If I was going to compare it to like other walking simulators, it probably doesn't stack up to a lot of them that I really love. But there's still a lot here that I like. It looks nice and runs okay. You're not in it for the graphics, but I like how it looks, and I don't think it's I don't I think it I mean, they must have made some changes to the graphics or updated them, but it looks pretty good. It's not, but it just is, like I said, it's very rudimentary. So it's kind of like, and some of the characters are like silly, but in that way where it's like, just like a light story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of, even though some of the subject matter is more mature, not a lot, but like a little bit. It's still told in such a rudimentary way that it's almost just going through the motions. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's not, it's not burning down the house as far as like the greatest story ever told or the greatest experience that I'm having. But I like the characters, and I'm interested where it's going, so I'm gonna definitely play the rest. But yeah, that's about all I can say about that. RMC, what have you been playing?
Thanks for asking. I played Helldivers. We talked about that. I played Fortnite. We talked about that. I played. I always say I should write these things down. I'm like, no, I'll remember, and then I totally blank. Give me a second. I played. I played Splatoon 3 Side Order, the DLC. I'm not finished with it, but as you know, I love Splatoon when it comes to single player. I was very excited for this DLC, and I am all about it, just like I thought I would be. I'm very interested in the aesthetic. I love the design of climbing up a tower and working your way through multiple levels and powering up your character. And I like the little challenges that they give you. I like the chips that you earn and how they change the gameplay. I love the soundtrack, of course. I am very interested in the story, which is something that always surprised me with Splatoon. And I don't know why I'm surprised, because I shouldn't be, because I continue to enjoy the Splatoon story way more than I think I will. And the same thing's happening here. It's just really fun. On my first like real run, I made it up to the 10th floor of the main tower, and I had the boss that's on the 10th floor almost dead, and I made a stupid mistake and I lost instantly. So that's where I stopped. But I'm going to cash in my chips or whatever they're called and upgrade a little bit and tackle it again. So I'm very excited to do that. I love it. It's my favorite kind of like mechanic. Like, try and reach the top of this thing. It gets harder as you go. You level up, then you lose everything, but you can take some of the stuff and turn it into permanent upgrades and then do it one more time.
So when you say chips, are they like
Nope.
coin chips or French fries?
Nope.
Okay.
They are computer chips, basically.
Oh.
It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I love the motion controls shooting of Splatoon. It feels great. It always feels great. Yeah, it's awesome. It's exactly what I want it to be. It is giving me exactly what I expected. It's got there's something, man. This is probably just because I like Nintendo so much, but they got such a style that comes through in Splatoon. It just feels it's its own vibe. It just feels cool. And you know what I like about it? It feels confident. Nintendo's like, we are doing this thing, and it's our kind of weird, and it's our kind of Nintendo, and we like it, and we're putting it out there. And I really like that. So it's got that running all throughout it, and I am a sucker for it. So really enjoying that.
Is that part of you have to pay for that DLC, right?
Yeah, it's part of the expansion pass. You get the first wave and the second wave for like $25, I think it was. So I played that. I played more Banishers, and I got further in that, where I'm like learning more of the story. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil, but we had our conversation.
I can if you want me to, or no. Okay.
I was going to say, well, I don't want to say anything, but yes.
Look,
After our conversation, well, we had a conversation on last week's show where I said to do like, oh, I didn't know that happened. Did you just spoil something? And
Basically,
he said no, but what he meant was yes.
I spoiled something for him, but if you watch the trailer for the game,
it's in it.
It's in it because it's the first mission of the game. But I guess technically it's still a spoiler if you haven't seen the trailer. So
I did not see the trailer.
yeah, so it's a spoiler.
So yeah, I did.
It's
I
a
did not know.
spoiler.
In
I'm
the
sorry.
trailer.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, now I'm learning more of the mechanics, and I did like my first outside of the opening mission.
The fact that
which-
you banish things.
Look, I didn't want to spoil it for him. It was in the
It's in the
trailer of the
trailer.
game, and he works in the game industry. Crazy that I'd think he'd watch the trailer for it. I apologize.
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
I didn't watch the trailer. Usually, when it's a game I really want to play, I don't watch the trailers. But specifically for work, I'm not covering that game, so I didn't have any reason to watch. But it's totally okay. I'm not upset. I just when it happened in the game, I laughed because I was like, oh, he did end
Did
up
it take
spoiling
you a long time to do that first mission, more than other people, or would you say it was definitely a spoiler?
I would say it took me over 2 hours.
Son of a gun!
It's
Why
'cause
would
it's
they put
like-
it in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the whole game that sets up like the characters and what you're doing and how you do it and the whole town and like it's not like 15 minutes it's over.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I did like the first mission after that, which is about a guy whose friend goes missing.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
And you have to find the friend, and it's a really interesting story. So I hope after that the rest of the stories are equally as interesting because it's everything I want from Don't Nod. It was like intriguing and mysterious and sad and heartfelt, and you got to make tough decisions. I was like, yep, this is what I want. So and plus it's got combat, which is nice to spice up a Don't Nod game.
How's
So
the-
I'm all about it.
How's the combat? Repetitive? Good.
It's not. I'm guessing you read it was repetitive somewhere.
Just asking how it was.
Answer. what
I
asked.
didn't read that it was repetitive. No.
No, it's not. You don't do too much combat as it is. You like. There's not a ton of it. It happens,
Spoiler
but
or no spoiler?
that there's combat. I would say no. Yeah, there's not a ton of combat. Like you encounter enemies throughout the environments, but it's mostly like going around and finding clues and piecing together stories and doing
But it's the
rituals.
characters and the stories that make it.
You're playing it for the characters and stories.
Good.
Combat is there. Certainly, it is an element of it, but it's not like 70% combat, 30% detective
Just-
work. It's like
This is the first game that they did that has like combat.
I don't want to say it's the first. It's the first that I can think of. It's like 65% detective work and story, and I think 35% of combat is being generous
The
still.
story
But it's
sounds cool. I mean,
It
I'm
is a very
interested in
cool
the
story.
world and the story and the characters.
and it did something really cool where you have to make a decision with the other character, and it takes you aside as a player, and it's like this character is asking you to make a decision. You can tell them whatever you want, but you don't have to do that decision. So you could be like, yes, I'm going to do this thing, and then not do it. So it's a really interesting mechanic because that character will then act based on what you told them they're going to do or what you're going to do because they believe you. But you, without them knowing, can act towards the other decision, which I find really interesting.
That's got to come back at some point.
I would imagine it does.
Spoiler.
They do story games, so yes, I
Just
can't imagine
assumptions. I don't know
you
nothing
do
about
it,
any of
and the game's like you got away with it scot free, and everything's well. So, yes, very interesting. So I'm playing that, and I enjoyed it. I started Penny's Big Breakaway. I'm a big 3D platformer fan. I love the Sonic Mania team. I was eager to see what those guys did on their own. Those guys are something special. They got so many neat little touches in this game, and so many like little attention to detail here and there.
Were
And
these
even-
people that were like, they were doing some sort of like they were fans, and Sega brought them in to work on Sonic?
They used to do Sonic fan games basically, and they brought them. They brought in a whole bunch of people to make Sonic Mania because Sega's like, we don't know how to do this anymore. And they did that, and then now they struck out on their own with Penny's Big Breakaway, and it's a 3D platformer with a fixed camera. So think Super Mario Odyssey or Super Mario 3D World. It's a fixed camera, no camera controls. The camera does its own thing, and so far, no issues with it. Does a great job. Never am I like I can't see what's going on. I don't know what to do. I can't look at what I want. The yo-yo mechanic is awesome. You can ride on it. You can throw and connect.
Oh,
to-
you're a big yo-yo fan.
I do love yo-yos. You can connect to midair, like and grapple on nothing. You can like swing just through midair
Whatever.
because
I'm
the
I'm
yo-yo
over it now.
the
That's
yo-yo is
ridiculous.
possessed
Oh,
or
of
whatever.
course.
You can rotate the yo-yo around you as a weapon. You can use it to like screw and unscrew platforms to go up higher, go down low. It's just it feels good. It runs well. It looks great. It's got such a unique, strong visual identity. It's great. It's great. Soundtrack is phenomenal. It's done by T. Lopes and I want to say Christian Whitehead, the people who did the music for Sonic Mania. So they're excellent composers.
Left Eye Lopez.
That's right.
Left Eye
Mhm.
Lopez.
And it's just a ton of fun. It's great to play a 3D platformer because we really don't see those not from Nintendo nowadays. Hardly ever, really. It is good stuff. The levels are they got secrets in them too, which I love.
Secrets.
3 things to collect and 3 people to help out, but you don't have to. But it feels great. It plays great. It looks great. Sounds great. I love the little things that they do with the camera. Like when your character's behind a wall, you turn into like you can see your character, and it's like 3D spheres of the character to let you know where you are. It's
Like
not just
balls?
like yeah, but kind of like balls. But it's not it's not just like the random. There's your shadow, or they just do a little something that
Take
doesn't
that,
mean
Mario.
anything, but it's a little wrinkled where you're like, oh, that's a cool idea. It's great, ton of fun.
What's this game? Penny's.
Penny's Big Breakaway.
Is this a sequel to something? Is Penny a thing?
Penny and Flow.
Brand new, as I
Penny
said,
and
brand new, first
Flow.
game from this company, established as a company. The company's name is Evening Star. They made Sonic Mania. They weren't called Evening Star. They didn't exist as this company. They were potentially going to work with Sega again. Sega was like, maybe not. So they were like, okay, we're going to do our own thing. This is their first thing as Evening Star. Brand new IP, brand new game. Penny's Big Breakaway.
Where's Flow? Is it Flow like FLW or FLOW?
It does not have anything to do with Penny and Flow. That's the game that Mom Brain plays.
This
I'm
is
sorry
correct.
to
Wait, so you were joking. It's
I
not
was-
a Penny
yeah.
and Flow thing.
It is
And
not
you
at all.
you just explained it to me.
I
I thought
did
you were
just-
explaining that, and I
No,
missed
no,
the
no.
beginning
I did
of
just
it.
say it was brand new. Yes, it's not related to Penny and Flow at all. That was a joke.
When you said brand new, I thought you meant like a sequel, like brand new sequel. Sorry, that's stupid.
No,
So-
brand new, never before seen, original IP,
Okay, so
first
it has
time ever.
nothing to do with Penny and Flow.
That is correct.
Boy, that was embarrassing.
Yes, it is awesome.
Sorry.
If you like 3D platformers, I suggest checking this one out. I got a long way to go, but boy, am I enjoying it. Yes, you're right, TKO. T. Lopes did the soundtrack for TMNT Shredder's Revenge, which you did play, do. So you know the music there.
It's a good soundtrack.
So I played that, and then I played the demo for Contra Operation Galuga because it's a Contra game. Of course, I'm going to play the demo. What is that man's name? What's the name of Spike? What's the name of the voice actor who does Spike Spiegel in the dub of Cowboy Bebop? I never remember that guy's name, and he's one of my favorite voice actors. Somebody in the chat will know. He is the voice of, I don't know which one's Bill and
Photo
which one's
Safari.
Lance.
Sorry, that's not his name. That's just
Do you know which one's Bill and which one's Lance?
um
The
Stephen
blonde
Blum.
hair is, I don't know. And
Stephen Blum.
Stephen Blum. Thank you, Darmani. Stephen. Oh, and
And
thank you,
Solid
Solid
Master
Master Link. Stephen Blum is the voice of Bill or Lance. I don't know. And that guy's voice is great. I love that
Mm.
guy. So you can play story mode, or because I really appreciate Way Forward, you can play arcade mode, which is Way Forward's way of being gamers today want story in games. So we put a story in Contra. If you want it, it's there. But old gamers are like, why is there a story in Contra? So you can go play arcade mode
I
and
love
there's no
that.
story.
That's
So
great.
up to you to pick. It is the first level is new ideas and old ideas mashed together. So it feels like level 1 and level 2 of the first Contra game, but with new parts as well, and a return boss battle from the original Contra, but there's new mechanics as well, and it's a really interesting mix of old and new. Plus you get new mechanics. You can now lock new for classic Contra. You can lock your feet when you shoot. So you can hold one of the triggers and your character will stand still and you can just shoot around as much as you want.
I think you can
Or
do that in Operation C.
you can
perhaps.
you can lock your feet in Operation C.
With one. It's either that or Super C. Like one button. If you hold down one button, it's walk and shoot, and it's
but you can also just do run and gun like you used to. You have the 2 different weapons you can get. So there's spread and laser and homing and all that.
Is the game fun?
I'll get to that in a second. You can also you have a special move where you can blow up one of your weapon specials as like a big detonation that hurts a lot of enemies or does a lot of damage to the boss. So if you're in a lot of trouble, you could get rid of one of your special weapons to do extra damage, but then you don't have that gun. So you could get rid of your spread to do a lot of damage, but then you're back to regular gun. Is it fun? Yes, it is fun. And it is good, but it needs polish. And WayForward has already said, like, they're taking feedback from the demo. They said they're not done with development. The reason the demo is out for them to get feedback to see what people think it needs. I think it's good. I think it's fun. It feels like Contra. It's just, I feel like it needs a once over. Like they got to clean up some of the collision aspects, and they got to tighten up some of the platforming sections. Like there's nothing that's bad or broken, but it just needs to be a little bit tighter. So they were very open and said the demo's out there for you guys to give feedback to tell us where we need to tweak things. So I appreciate that.
Where do you give feedback personally if you wanted to? Like, do you they want you to email them or something?
No. I mean, like they said this to the public, not me.
I know. I'm saying I meant you as the public, because you are part of the public that played it. So, like, how do you, the public who played it, get back to them and let them know?
Give me 1 second and I'll tell you.
Press 1 if you're willing to be part of a survey.
Thanks for calling the WayForward hotline.
Wait for the end.
Here you go. You go to their Twitter. It says playable demo to unlock bonuses in the full game.
Sorry, they're X.
After
right?
you've played, fill out the survey. They have a link to a survey. You fill out the survey. There you go.
Cool.
Does it put you in a running for a gift card?
I don't think so. So there you go. But yes, I will say it is good. It is fun. It feels like Contra. They've done some of their WayForward stuff. So there's things that you think are going to happen and they do. Then there's things you don't think are going to happen and other things happen that you didn't expect. So like, you know how Contra has like the big alien head boss at the top of the waterfall? He's back, but a whole bunch of new things happen. Things that didn't happen before, because I was expecting the fight to go one way.
He talks
and it went
out.
completely different. And they play a lot with tropes where you're like, oh, this is Contra. They're going to do this. And they do that. But then they do something else. And you're like, I never saw that coming. So that kind of stuff I really like. There's a demo. Play the demo. I really did like it. It made me excited to play the final game. I just want them to clean it up a bit, because it could go from good to being great. So soundtrack is
Spoiled
great.
skinny brats.
Soundtrack is great. So it's like a synthesized orchestral version of a lot of the classic Contra tunes with new stuff too. So feels cool.
You said it feels like a Contra game. Does it feel like a Galuga game?
Well, you're on the island of Galuga, so yes.
Okay.
Did you play? How much of the story is in the demo?
Just the beginning. Like you get on the helicopter and Bill and Lance get their mission debriefing. You meet everybody who's on the team, tell you what you're doing and why it's going on, and it involves some nuclear weapon, and you see the history of Galuga Island and stuff. So
is there a call for bad dudes?
It's like 2 minutes or so. Not yet.
I'm bad.
But yeah,
That has nothing
Stephen
to do
Blum. Anytime I hear that guy's voice, I'll listen to him read the phone book. The guy's amazing. One of my favorite voice actors. So it's great to hear him in it.
Aronson.
But yeah, try the demo. See what you think. If you are a classic Contra fan, I have a feeling you'll enjoy it. And that's all I played. Let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell. Question, Autumnal Blake. I just started my first full-time job as a software engineer this year. What were your first full-time jobs? Nicky Hill?
I think a like runner and bus boy at a restaurant.
Full time.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's what got me.
I guess the maintenance job at a biotech company, because I was working for an electrician before that, but again, I don't know if it was necessarily full time. So yeah.
Do
Yeah, I guess my first full-time job was a realtor.
shooting birds at the airport.
That's more a hobby.
That card is on my desk. Not your shooting birds at the airport card, your realtor card.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I see it every day.
That's funny.
Mom brain?
Preschool teacher.
There you go. And mine, I guess, would be GoNintendo.
I
First full-time job.
Many part-time jobs, before that, but
There you go. We also have a Patreon question. Oh, Mom brain, did you know that you could join our Patreon for
$1?
For $1. Thank you, Billy. Rick Fillet joined, and they had this question.
Rick Fillet of fish.
Have any of you played a video game on a creative or interesting display other than a TV or a monitor? I work at a movie theater, and every year for our Christmas party, we'll hook up a console, Wii U back in the day, Switch now, and play Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Brothers on a big screen. That sounds awesome.
Really cool.
We'll stop there because there's a bonus question as well. But have you ever played a game on an interesting screen?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I have.
Go ahead.
What?
On a smart board in my classroom.
Didn't we play? Was it a projector or what at Dave and Buster's?
That's right. For the GoNintendo Podcast party, we had it on a projector. We played WarioWare and Smash Brothers. Yep.
Didn't you guys also do? What did you hook up to in high school when you played Bond?
Huh?
Didn't you play?
You played it in
It's
high
just on a
school?
TV in a cart.
Mm-mm. Well, by today's standards, those are
We were there.
Yeah.
interesting.
We were there when they did this. Yeah, the Splinter Cell. Like, so which Splinter Cell was it? Where it was like the
I don't know, 'cause
first.
we say Pandora tomorrow all the time.
It was like the first time that they did multiplayer online or whatever. So it was a huge deal. They did like a reveal or like a big event where there was a movie theater in New York City, and people were chosen to play people in a movie theater in Los Angeles.
Great memory.
And so like it was such a huge deal where we were like, oh my gosh, they're playing online against people across the country. This is crazy. And it was a theater not full of people, but there was a lot of people there for it.
Yeah.
So we watched somebody play in that sort of arena.
We were like, the future is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else other than a projector or a movie screen.
They were like, in the future, you'll be able to insult people you've never
Yeah.
met from across the country.
That sounds amazing. We were just at a retro game shop here locally, and they had the coolest little TV I've ever seen. I couldn't stop talking about it to Mom Brain. It was just like a really crisp, really nice, probably like, Jesus, I don't know, 8-inch TV
Yeah.
screen on different shelves showcasing old games. And I was like, this TV, I would love to have one. And they had 2 of them, 3 of them.
Are they retro?
Yeah. But they're like, late 90s, early 2000s.
It actually
retro.
kind of reminded you of like the size you would have seen like back in the day in like a minivan or like
an ATM screen or something like
Okay.
that, I guess. They were just so cool,
How
and the
much were
screen
they
was
going
so
for?
nice. They weren't selling them; they're just there on the display. Like
Oh,
they were
really?
running because it's a retro game shop, and they were running old games on them. So they were like every 2 aisles, they had them set up with a game playing on it. It was a really cool shop. I'll talk to you more about it later. But
they moved it.
it was the retro shop we've been to locally, but now they've moved to a bigger place, and now it's like my dream come true because it's way more retro games and then a ton of weeaboo stuff. So it's like anime and manga and
Did you end up
figurines.
getting anything or seeing
No,
anything?
plenty of stuff I wanted, but we didn't even know it was there. We were just popping in to see, and yeah, I could blow a ton of money in there. They had, like the whole front of the place was gashapon machines.
They had a
so it's
first
like,
edition Legend of Zelda.
tons of stuff I wanted. Yeah, they had that definitely. Bonus question: is there any game in particular you'd love to see projected on a giant screen? For me, I always enjoyed booting up Xenoblade Chronicles real quick just to take in a massive worlds. Yeah, Xenoblade, as far as scale or scope in a game goes, I don't think I've seen any game convey that better. The way that they convey the sense of scale in Xenoblade is staggering, and I imagine seeing that on a projected screen would be infinitely cooler. Because even when I was playing a game, no matter what size TV I'm playing, I always look and I'm like, look at these landscapes. These are incredible. No, I don't know what they do to make you feel the size of these environments, but Xenoblade does it better than any game I've played. So I'm with you on that. I get it. But yeah, I'm down to play anything on the big screen. I really don't care. Give me Wheel of Fortune on the NES. I'll do any of them. Any games you guys would like to see on a movie theater screen?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to play like The Last of Us or something on a big screen like that. I remember back in the day, we got a friend who got into projectors like before anybody, and he and I played a huge chunk of Resident Evil 5 together co-op on this giant projector, and I just thought how amazing it would be. I was thinking like how amazing it would be to play Grand Theft Auto and be like human size stealing human cars. Like that's what it would feel like. So GTA or Last of Us on a huge screen like that, Uncharted, like that's where I would rather go with a big screen versus like a Mario or a Zelda. As much fun as those would be, I mean, I wouldn't kick those out of bed for eating crackers on a big screen, but you know, I would go for more realism on a larger screen.
Give it like a cinematic.
Yeah,
kind of a feel.
Personally, but I mean, to be honest, either way, I'd love it.
No, Animal Crossing on a big screen would be
That'd
very
be
fun.
awesome. It's my screen at home's pretty big, and I sit close to it. And Animal Crossing's a joy on
like
that.
you were there.
It's
like,
so colorful and beautiful.
In
God,
my
it looks
island.
great.
Thank you for the questions and the Patreon support. You are appreciated.
I saw on Reddit somebody, I guess, sent Nintendo a letter asking if they could add in a feature where they could hug their villagers, and like they got a response back that was like really sweet, and I don't know if they're they probably won't add that in there, but they didn't say no. He said he was gonna let the team know about it, and I just thought that was so sweet. I was like, I would love to hug my villagers as well.
One day, maybe one day.
I'd hug Roald.
Oh my God! Come on, of course.
With their consent, though.
Let's do.
Well, I wouldn't hug any of the lazy ones. They smell, I'm sure. They're always talking about how their clothes are crusty.
Well, then Roald's always talking about working out, so he probably stinks too.
Yeah, that's right.
Send your music to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
Go nintpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title. How about your local mom brain? Let's do some music. I got music. You want to hear it?
I do want to hear it.
Oh, I got it.
Wow. Okay.
Is that
so
what I sound like?
this week we got some bangers this week, guys. Okay.
How do you know?
I just know.
Flip witch.
Alrighty, so the first little ditty we have comes from Guy Bones.
Nice. That one instrument, their highest note one, that's not a noise you usually hear in many NES games. Is this just flat out NES?
It's not.
I don't think so. I don't know what it is. What is it?
Game Boy Color.
Ah, the French. Pokemon. Oh, it's got a yeah. It's got yeah. It's Pokemon something. I don't know. Sure. Diamond and Pearl.
No.
Gold and Silver.
Yes.
There you go.
Great job.
I should have known that.
Ooh,
This is
great song.
So Pokemon.
Great song. They should take these songs and put them in a different game that I play.
Smash Brothers.
That I play.
All right.
Pokemon Pinball. You could play that.
I'll just listen to it on YouTube, I guess.
That was from Guy Bones. This one comes from Geku Kitsune.
I wanted to say right off the bat it's a rare game.
I believe it is.
That fart trumpet is so rare. It's not even.
I love whatever this is.
Golden.
This sounds like a Diddy Kong to me.
Ah.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
It's whimsical, it's jaunty. It's got the fart noise.
Man, this is great.
Great job.
I love that word.
That's so rare.
Grant.
You're good, Diddy. You're good.
Grant Kirkhope, David Wise.
All
rare people.
right.
D-Wise.
That was Diddy Kong Racing from Gekko Kitsune. Here comes one from Wired. And that D is Wired.
Mario Kart.
No.
Smash Bros.
No.
I feel like I should know this, and I feel like it's a remake of something. Why is this familiar? What system?
Switch.
Is it first party?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's awesome. Really like it. It's Square Enix.
I don't know.
Live Alive?
No.
It's got that kind of vibe to it. That's
Triangle
why I guess
strategy.
Square Enix, yeah.
Octopath Traveler.
Nope.
Something about this is really annoying me because I feel like I should definitely know it. Should I know it?
I don't know.
All right, then I give up.
It's epic. I like it.
Tactics Ogre Reborn. On the
Yeah,
Switch.
it was a remake,
On the Switch.
and it was Square Enix. Tactics.
Here comes one from Akumaju.
Scott Pilgrim.
You got it.
Anamanaguchi.
Did you play that game?
When it came out, yeah, love that game. Love this soundtrack too. The whole soundtrack is Anamanaguchi. He did every single song. This one's, and it's all classic Anamanaguchi style, like guitars, real guitars. and chiptune.
Anamanaguchi did the soundtrack for this
Whole
game?
soundtrack,
I never
yeah.
knew that. Wow. Are they not? Do they not? They're not in demand? Why aren't they making soundtracks for a lot of
Yeah, they
games?
do
They
music
are?
all the time.
Okay, cool. Did you ever see that movie? I don't think you did, right?
Haven't seen the anime or the animation. Haven't seen the movie. Haven't read the comic.
Movie, I didn't know anything about it when I watched the movie, but I liked the movie.
Well, yeah, it's
it
a
was
very
fun.
popular movie.
What's his name? Directed it.
What is
Shaun
his
of the
name?
Dead dude.
Edgar Wright.
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
If I may. The
Go
next
right
song
ahead.
comes
Please
from.
forgive us.
No need to even ask. The next one comes from Storbus Corbin.
A young Rami cowboy used to play this all the time. He used to stare at the back of the box at Toys R Us, or the flip cover at Toys R Us. And one day, my mom got it for me. This is not Guardian Legend. This is the Guardian Legend.
You are correct.
They're the same game. What a game ahead of its time. It's a shmup. It's a top-down Zelda game. Combined, it's an RPG. It's everything. It's really cool.
All right.
Really cool.
Next song comes from Nico Darunia.
It's got a Nintendo feel to it. Is it Nintendo?
It is.
Is it
No.
Splatoon?
Nope.
It's not Zelda.
Nope.
What system?
Switch.
All right.
Metroid
Pokemon
Dread.
Legends.
No. Rami, what did you say, Nikki Hill?
Metroid Dread.
No.
I was kidding.
Kirby in the Forgotten Realm.
Nope.
Mario.
Odyssey.
Nope. Nope.
Yoshi.
No.
Smash Brothers.
Uh-uh.
We said no to Pokemon, right?
I did say no to Pokemon.
How do I not get first party and it's such a simple tune?
What are those games?
Switch Sports.
No, that was on the Wii or something, right? Like Nintendo Life or whatever.
It's a
world was
website.
it? No, well, there was-
Tomodachi Life?
Sure. There was
No.
another one that was like something world. Like
I don't know.
Nintendo Land was a game.
Nintendo Land was on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Clubhouse games.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
course.
Hanafuda.
Of course.
Choose a
that's
card.
cool. I should have known because you played it over and over, and I wasn't getting sick of it. That's how you know it's Sea House cheese,
man.
baby.
All right. So the next one comes from Just I.
I guess no more heroes right away.
No.
Doom.
Mm-mm.
Clubhouse games?
Oh my God, yes.
Man, I like the vibe it's going for. What system?
GameCube.
Wow. Mad World.
Nope.
Product number 3.
Uh-uh.
Killer 7.
Nope.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Man,
Odama.
No.
it's GameCube. I feel like I would get it right away. It's got such a Suda vibe to it. You know if it's a Suda game? What would it be on a GameCube if it's not Killer 7? Something devilish on GameCube.
Prince of Persia.
No.
Well, the war, right?
No, that's why I'm laughing. Yeah, we don't know, right? We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know.
F-Zero GX.
Oh, what is that? That weird horn
Yep.
guy?
Yep. Black
Damn it.
Shadow with Black Bull.
Damn it.
That's what it says, at least. This one comes from Steve Irwin, R.I.P.
This has such a 2000s feel. Is this GameCube or Wii?
Switch.
Oh, well.
What's that new Jet Grind radio game that came out?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I can't. Oh, sorry. What is the name of that game? That's going to drive me nuts. 2 things to remember now.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
it could be that game.
Samba de Amigo.
No.
Is it a game about graffiti and skating?
I have no idea.
La vérité finit toujours par se découvrir. À chaque jour suffit sa peine.
Yeah,
Language.
whatever this is.
Man, it's going to piss me off if you're right.
Is that
I
French?
can't remember the name of that game.
This is French.
Well, that helps us narrow it down, right?
Not necessarily.
All right, so what do we got here? It's definitely Japanese, for sure.
French, Japanese.
Yes?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I can't just assume.
It's
based on what I'm
jazzy.
looking at.
Japanese and jazzy. It's a Persona game.
Uh-huh.
So it's 3, 4, or 5. I don't know.
3.
There you go. I haven't played any of them yet.
Persona 3.
It's a cool song.
My goodness.
Persona soundtracks are really good.
All right. This next one comes from Mikey3319.
We know this is a real song.
It's like Mr.
Toy
Belvedere,
Story.
the game.
Yeah.
They made a Mr. Belvedere game?
Toy Story.
It's you just have to keep getting the streets off the
I
China
rented this game back in the day. And I was like, it looks just like the movie.
and catch people's jackets as they drop kick them through the door.
That was from Mikey. The last song today comes from Jaguar.
Focus, Altek. I was having a private conversation with them on Patreon this week about Final Fantasy VII.
Well, now it's not private anymore, is it?
Don't know what we were saying.
You were saying how you've always hated it.
I got nothing for this one.
I don't know. I'm afraid I don't know.
I guess I didn't know. What system?
Switch.
I got nothing at all. I'll guess No More Heroes again.
Nope.
I don't know. You guys giving up?
I give up. I gave up before we started.
We're giving up.
Shin Megami Tensei.
5?
Mhm.
One day I'll play those games, at least one of them. We got a regular old 7 out of 10.
6 out of 9.
6 out of 9. I'll take it.
Mhm.
And I think that's it, right? Unless there's anything
Yeah,
else.
I think we ought to wrap it up.
We better wrap it
up.
up. And
All right,
oh my God, there's some coming across the desk.
Oh,
Whoop,
what? Wait, what?
whoop,
Hold
whoop,
on. Hold on.
We need like an alarm sound or something.
What if we did this?
If only it
Here it
was.
comes.
If only it was real or true, though.
Pulling into the station.
If only. So, ladies and gentlemen, Deux Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Dew Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that I like to bring the rumors to you that I get from my spiders and my flies out in video game world, talking to all the people that have all the news to rumor for us. So I've got something here. Now, normally, normally I share the rumors with you, the latest and greatest. We're going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to give you something true, baby. That's right. Never before has something this unprecedented come across my desk. So,
Finally.
and it just happens to do with something we were talking about earlier in the show, which is very coincidental.
I love it when it lines up like that.
Spiders and flies in the chat. That's great. That is great,
Susan
Tony.
says, never heard of this segment. Is it new?
New segment. Cool.
New segment. Cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, Shigesato Itoi is actually on Nintendo's behest working on localizing Mother 3 for the United States. I bet you didn't know that, but I bet you also didn't know that they wanted to make it less controversial. So Itoi reached out to famous film director Lars von Trier and asked him to help him rework the script to try to take out anything that could be controversial. And as far as we know, don't Google it, but Lars von Trier has no issues at all. No,
Oh boy.
nothing
Unbelievable.
Nothing bad. So, good news for all us players that want to play Mother 3 over here.
Wrong.
Thank
that
you for
great?
that very true story that was dug up by Deux, Spiders, and Flies,
Oh boy.
having nothing to do with me. Thank you for that very true story. We appreciate it.
Story.
Very true piece of news. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And that's all we got, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
We got after show. Anybody got anything they want to talk about for a couple minutes? I gotta pee my pants. Oh, damn it. I meant to say this the whole show and I kept forgetting. I hope you're watching the after show, whoever you were, because I can't remember. Thank you for telling me about the Sasquatch pizza. As you know, I tried to find it at Aldi when you first told me about it. Didn't find it. Never gave up hope. Today, we got it. And the podcast
that the
crew will be
surprise?
eating it
That's the
today.
surprise.
Yes.
We be squatching today.
We're going to eat that pizza.
Yummy,
Eats a pizza.
How long does it take to cook?
Oh my God. It's a frozen pizza. 20 minutes? I don't
All
know.
right. I have a dog who hasn't been feeling well.
Hey, Nicky Hill,
at home.
did I
Gotta get him home.
ask you about this before you even got here?
No, you told me.
Oh,
Well, what am I supposed to
and
do?
mate. Check and
Tell
mate.
tell
True,
the dog.
I told you.
Too bad. Special meal later for
I-
me, not you.
I did
Like-
tell you. I didn't know I had to
I doubt she's
specifically
gonna
ask if you're going to
comprehend
eat it.
that.
The only option is he has to break it to the dog.
Yeah.
No other option.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't bring her here. Well, I'm gonna have somebody take care of her extra just because.
No, he means like you don't have to say anything to the dog because it doesn't know what the hell you're saying.
SD. He
Oh.
might have made the account just to make this quote. Suck it, dog. He says.
Damn.
No pizza for you.
And
Suck
the
it, dog.
S and the D stand for suck and dog.
Yes, we're gonna try this.
Is it really from Pizza Hut?
No, I said it's from Aldi. I said Aldi.
No, I know you said it's from Aldi, but like I didn't know if it was still Pizza Hut brand or something. I don't know.
No,
Oh,
and
'cause-
pizza was the Bigfoot. That's
'cause
why this
they're-
is called the
they're ripping off the
Sasquatch.
Bigfoot.
Oh my
I
God,
think
they got it
that's what
right
is.
past me, and I'm very attentive.
I don't know. They got
made
it.
it to the stores.
Slid right
Why do
by.
you think they're on the
That's true.
shelves?
That's true.
We
This
should
is
get
our last
whoever is
time to-
doing that.
to try this.
We
I
should
don't-
get them to handle
don't
the
know what's-
localization of Mother 3.
I don't know what's weird.
Local.
I don't know. I don't know.
Check the spiders and flies. Look.
Check the spiders.
Get him on the horn.
What have
I
you
hate to
ever
break this
bought?
to you,
at
but
Mama
there's-
Trace coming to Aldi.
What have you ever bought at any store that was Pizza Hut food related? Like, I can't think of a single thing.
Well, that's why I don't know. It could
White
happen.
Castle, you can get little burgers. And
Yeah, it
like,
seems like it'd be perfect
Because
for
you
some
can't-
grocery
You
store.
can't reach that quality at home. You just can't do
You
it.
Pizza
cannot.
yurt.
There it is. There it is. I still except we're not doing the supreme. We're doing the half plain, half roni. So we'll have our review next week. Look forward to that.
Over 3 pounds of pizza.
I was looking and I never had it. Today we went and I saw in the freezer section a little splash of orange, and I ran over.
Was it the
and
last box?
There were only 2 left, and I got one of them, but only because I saw a little bit of orange. It
Wow.
was buried under like
He knocked somebody over.
coconut shrimp and whatever.
Did,
It's like that scene from Jingle All the Way.
That's right.
this has to be better than that pizza you tried, that Detroit City
Oh,
pizza
Well,
or whatever.
Such
Well,
a letdown.
That's the one we got right there. I still. This is what I was saying to Mom Brain on the way home. I said, not that the Detroit was bad, because it wasn't bad,
It
but
was overly hyped.
it
But
was
it's-
disappointing
wait,
for
what
people
is
to be
that?
like, "This
That's-
is the best frozen
Motor
pizza I've
City
ever had."
Pizza.
Motor City Pizza.
I want to like I don't really search out pizza places, but I do want to find like a good Detroit style pizza place where like they, bake it in the oven.
Yeah.
That
We had
crust.
Chicago pizza when we were in the Chicagoland area.
Right. No, but there's a place by
But-
your sister. They do Detroit style pizza. And she said she's had it there and it was really good.
Well, I mean, I've only recently had tomato pie and I liked it, and I've had a grandma pizza within the last couple of years and I like that too. So
We
I'm
almost
down.
got a grandma pizza yesterday.
We almost did. We
Yeah, I had a
almost
grandma
did.
pizza recently, and it was great.
They had a grandpa pizza too.
Is that
It's
which is pesto on it, or the one that I have that by me they just do a pesto?
No, it was more just the consistency of it. It was like a big square pie, and it was I don't know, it was really good.
Smelled like a grandma. All right, everybody. Thanks for
Mothballs.
watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. That's the one we were talking about.
Hey,
We didn't dislike it. We just thought it was okay.
um,
Motor City Pizza Company.
enjoy the end of the month. We're about to reach a new month. This
Rabbit.
year's flying by. So
It will be a new month.
enjoy it. Leap year too, right? We got a 29th day in this month.
Is it?
You believe it?
All right. I don't believe it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for
Neither do I.
listening.
Yeah,
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.